beautiful gemstones. Welcome to Wednesday night live intuitive oracle, my favoriteest night of the week. And I'm so glad to be here spending it with you all. Just a couple of quick public service announcements. I noticed myself kind of stopping and freezing. I hope everything is looking good on your guys' end because we got the Ethernet cable and I was super excited to try it. And I bought the little Wi-Fi thing into my room and I plugged the Ethernet cable into the back. And then I went to plug the Ethernet cable into my laptop and I was like, oh, I don't have a spot for an Ethernet cable on my laptop. But aside from these little very quick flashes of glitch I keep seeing, it does look a lot clearer. The Wi-Fi thingy has not popped up once. So it seems like it's doing a little better, just a teeny bit glitchy. And I will take that over super duper glitchy any day because I've been going back and watching the streams and I am literally embarrassed at what they look like at this point. They're just getting worse and worse every week. So thank you everyone. Arisha, I'm looking at your name right now. I just put makeup on. So after the stream, I found some cardboard and I'm going to send you that picture. I kind of forgot about it for a while. And then when he messaged me today, I'm like, yes, I could do that. And then once again, I forgot. But I told Ghost Dragons to remind me, so I will send it to you right after stream because I know you only need it because you're trying to help me. And yeah, I'm not good with stuff. So guys, let me show you this blue mountain quartz butterfly I got. I love it. And then I got a garnet Jack Skellington wearing a witch hat. How cute. I love it. They even have the little buckle. So, yeah. All right, Andrew and Gnomes Trucking Express. I messaged you back on Facebook. I'm glad that I saw that because I never used Facebook Messenger. I was going in there to call Steven and I was like, oh, I know that person. He drove right by Gemma early this morning on New Jersey Turnpike 40. I don't even know like the turnpike that well because I haven't had a license in so long. And when I did, I lived in Pennsylvania. But I sent you my number, so. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. You were like, oh, I passed by Patterson. I saw signs for Patterson and thought of you. And I'm like, yes, that is my hometown. That is my exit, if you will. Exit 38B off of Route 80. 38. What am I saying? 28B off of Route 80. Nightmare. Why am I getting confused over my exit? Guys, this is my third try. Let me try that again. It's 68B off of New Jersey 80 East. Not where I live now. That's where I was born, raised, and grew up. And one of my favoriteest places, even though I can't go there anymore. Oh, by the way, I loved the golden obsidian that I got for that Miss Batmom one so much that I treated myself to a ring. So I'm really excited about that. Okay. Nightmare, Miss Arisha, Ghostdragonzw, Vera Ray. Hey, I'm here. Couldn't get my phone to send my text last week, but it's all cool. How are y'all? 6:15 my time. I'm over here now, Long Island Big Bed. That's how I heard that in my head. I don't know what else to tell you. Multifaceted Jules is up to 5 foot 4 inches. You having a growth spurt, baby girl? Miss Josephine, hello. Chillin' Charlie, cheers. Going to sit this one in tonight. Ralph and Cassie Francis, yes. And Edna, power just flicked off. Hope you make it. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Eris Mana, helping out a friend. Not sure if I'll be done in time to be here. Well, Eris, just for you. And Ghost Dragons and I were just talking about this backstage, and we'll talk more about it in a little later. But for you, if you need us to, we'll give you a timestamp. Mark Halstead, welcome, sweetheart. So good to see you. Slow motion. Wow is every little thing. How is every little thing? Roger Blair, orders, sit back, relax, and enjoy. How about that? Nutslap, hey, it's early. Is my laptop from 1998? No, it's actually only 3. I got it not this past birthday, 2 birthdays before. So it's only 3 years old. I think it's just that it's a slim slim laptop, so it's like not chunky enough to fit the. I have 3 of those. You know the things. Ghostdragonzw just told me what it was too, and I forgot. It looks like a cactus. I have 3 of those, and I have an HDMI, and I have a thing for an SD card, and I have one other thing for headphones. But I do not have anything for an Ethernet cable. It really upset me. I gotta tell you, it really upset me. Herbie's 100. Hello. Cynthia Prince. What's up, girl? So good to see you as well. Wow. I just skipped a whole bunch of people. Uh-oh, Edna. Well, if we happen to just randomly, suddenly start not hearing from you, come back when you can and look at the end. As far as timestamps, just in general, we've had people coming in who like have been in here once and they're coming in like, yeah, I can't make it tonight. Just timestamp me. And it's like, that takes, some extra energy and some extra work on our part. And I don't mind doing it every once in a while for people. But some people are like, now they just don't attend the stream anymore because they just assume that we'll timestamp for them. If you're at work, if you're, I don't expect everyone to be here every single week. And if you've been coming religiously, even if you're a new person and you're like, hey, I really wish I could stay, but it can't be like you just pop in to get a timestamp and then pop out and you never sit in on the stream, because that defeats the whole purpose of building the community. It's not just about me giving a reading. It's supposed to be pulling you into your awakening and helping you guys as well as me. Thank you, Miss Arisha. Vixen Doe. Johnny Yuma, what's up? New England Dirt, Rode. All right, let's bring in the Ghost Dragon.
I'm okay, folks. Just a bad 24-hour period. Just a really bad 24-hour period. But I'm good. A little hard work never makes a man feel better. And I worked my butt off today. I had her worried to death because I hadn't talked to her. She kept emailing. I come in, I see these emails. I'm starting to panic now. Where are you? I'm going to call.
Listen, it got to be like 2:30 and I hadn't heard a word, not a peep. And I was like, if you don't respond within 5 minutes to this text message, I'm going to call your phone incessantly and nonstop until you pick up.
I had to work.
I got a message back, but it was like 30 minutes later. So but luckily I got distracted doing something else and I didn't, but I really would have, because I know that when I message him to say good morning, he messaged me back. And then we don't talk that much during the day because I'm working and he's doing things. But when I message him to say good morning, I always get a good morning text back. He doesn't text me first so as not to disturb me when I'm with my family. And, he knows that when I have a chance, I will message him, let him know what I'm doing. Sometimes I need him to remind me of something or help me with something. But it is a daily thing. So when I go 3 hours without even getting a text back when I was just saying good morning, it does make me worry, because you're not in the best shape health-wise. Your dad's not in the best shape health-wise. So I always like go to like that catastrophe in my head of like, oh my gosh, what's collapsed?
Going on? Yeah, and actually when I texted you back, I was soaked. I had just gotten done power washing the porch and everything. I'm standing here on the floor and I'm like reading this, and I'm reading it out loud, and my dad is just laughing. Pop is just laughing his ass off. She's worried about you. You better text her back. Just do it now, okay?
Yep. I got you, Mark. I apologize. Holstead. I'll never say it right because it has the A Holstead. In it, so it'll be Holstead. It's not Halstead. It's Holstead.
It's Holstead.
No, he just spelled it Hall.
Holstead.
Three Souls Paranormal. What is up? So good to see you. I love my Wednesdays with all of you. I take something from almost every reading. That's amazing. And that's spiritual alignment at work. That's wisdom at work. I hope you guys have been enjoying the shorts. I wanted to do one so bad today. I want to do one every day, but I just cannot think of what to do. I cannot think. And it's funny because I did the 5 initial stages of spiritual awakening yesterday, and I did it across 5 videos. So videos 1 and 2 have like between 75 and 90 views. Videos 4 and 5 between 75 and 90 views. Video 3, 270 some odd views. Like, I don't know. How does this happen?
It must be the way, because if you do the flip, if you get on YouTube and just flip through them, they're random. So
that's true. That's true. I didn't even think of that I'm like now connected with all of the other shorts. Like it didn't,
Yeah.
that's why people keep saying, you know, hang on because you're going to get a lot more subscribers due to this, which by the way, again, guys, I got 58 subscribers in the last 28 days. That is amazing. That is tremendous. I told you guys the other day, my video, my short about how you're probably not washing your hair right, got like 500 views in 7 hours, which is a major record breaker for me. Hello, Miss Smoochie.
Mom, Pop,
He's like, New England Dirt Roadie. That's actually a really good idea. Can I just get a timestamp? I have better things to do. Well, that's kind of how it feels with some people. It's like they're not at work. They're not, you know, taking care of their child. Yeah. They just don't want to be here, but they want a reading. And, you know, that's not cool.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, so I got 2 new decks. I dipped into the donation fund. I don't get paid until Mom and Pop's Oracle reading. I love that. I love it. I love it. So many people have, and I don't want to say they copied me specifically, but I am one of the only people doing it this way for this long, once a week. So now there are these people who read tarot who are so much bigger than me, who I go into their streams and I comment and I talk about my channel. And suddenly now they're talking with their hands. They have thick accents and they're doing live readings. Like you have 100,000 subscribers. Like what you're doing is working for you. But nope. Yeah, so I don't get paid till next Saturday. You know, and I'm pretty broke, but I wanted to, when I buy decks, I hope that it shows you guys that I am taking the donation money, at least some of it, and putting it back into the channel. Between super chats and super stickers, I made, and ad revenue, I made like $111 this month. And I think at this time last year, I was making like 400 and something. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? And then it's like, oh, that's right. In November, YouTube started taking 49% of everything. So, all right. So these are the new decks. This is the Healing Hearts Oracle, which is made by the same person who does the Human Spirit Oracle. You can tell because the cards are pretty much the same. And then I got the Divine Guidance Oracle deck. So without further ado, I know we just talked about timestamps, but I don't see Lotus Girl. So, you know, we're going to have to do one for her. So far we have 3. I think I'm going to limit it to 5 timestamps per night. And it is what it is. Oh, big announcement. Big announcement, guys. So I raised the prices on all my readings. I told you guys that. I was like, you know, everyone tells me I should be charging more. And like, I didn't raise them by that much. You know, it was just by like $10, a couple dollars here and there, just to try to bring in some more income. But with the personal readings, the remote generals that I've had on half price, $20 for the whole summer, I'm leaving them at $20. Like that's how much they're going to cost from now on. So any given month, you can get a remote personal from me for $20. Okay. So yeah, I just think like, I just think it's worth it to, and you know, to give you guys that, because I know a lot of you sometimes desperately need the reading and need the advice, and you just don't have $40 or $60 to pay. And a remote general is the perfect way to do that. Well, I still make a little something and you guys can get the messages. So, come in, take your shoes off, set a spell. This is Mom and Pop's Oracle reading.
I'm going to start smoking a corncob pipe. I'm going to smoke a corncob pipe and wear my
I'll get the little glasses that sit on the end of my nose.
There you go. We'll get some rocking chairs. So we're sitting on the rocking chairs. We'll do it on the front porch.
That's hilarious.
You ready? Now, what I'd like to do first is, since I did boo-boo on Louise, let's do her first. And that way I can just tell her she's at the beginning.
Yes. And you know what? I noticed that when I was re-listening to it, but I got so disgusted with how bad the Wi-Fi was the last couple of weeks. I just turned it off. It was. But you know what? We're doing really well. So I'm just going to keep it in here because I've never, since we've gotten this Wi-Fi, if you notice this time last year, my Wi-Fi wasn't this bad. It's glitching a teeny bit, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. So we've never had 4 bars. we have 4 bars right now, which is the best we're going to get, being in the middle of the woods, living in a house made of stone, and having the cheapest Wi-Fi out there.
No, I
Black
can't.
Dragon!
I can't do a recliner. I break them because I rock in them. The last recliner we had, Giles got pissed because he bought it, and I rocked in it in my sleep because I slept in the recliner, and I totally busted it out. So no recliners, rocking chairs only.
Black Dragon wants to go last, and I just want to say again,
Always.
I said it yesterday. I'm so happy to have you back. I don't know what happened, but I hope that whatever happened, things are going well now for you. Or maybe you just needed a break from YouTube or needed a break from the channel or whatever was happening. But whatever has happened to bring you back, I'm really, really excited because I've asked about you several times. People have asked about like what happened to him, and I didn't have an answer to give them because I don't have any personal contact information for you. Speaking of which, and I can't say too much. Rumor has it that someone that I've been saying is going to get their comeuppance for a really long time, their channel got demonetized permanently. Karma, baby. It's spelled Karma, and it's pronounced haha, F-U. All right, Miss Louisa, if you're listening.
I'm watching you, Dragon. I know what you're up to.
Andrew definitely does take away from the fun in chat, too. Yeah, for sure. I'm using the Healing Spirit or Healing Heart. Healing Heart, Human Spirit. New England Dirt Roadie, I can't really say publicly, but I could tell you privately later on. Okay. So card number 26, Miss Louisa, Recovering Heart. Step onto the road to deeper healing. Truth always comes out. Absolutely. What doesn't come out in the wash comes out in the rinse. And I've been waiting years, and I do not wish harm on this person. I just wish that this person, people would see them more for who and what they really are. That's all I want. I want them to be exposed at least a little bit. I'm not hoping for anything bad to happen to them, that significantly is going to damage their life. I just want them for people to understand who the bad guy was in that situation, because I get a lot of crap still to this day for that. So I'm noticing where I put the banana powder. I said it didn't work. I can totally see where I put that banana powder.
Yeah,
all the way here. Yeah, I can see it.
Did you put some on top too?
That's my highlighter.
Oh,
actually, no, I did, because it looked like it wasn't working. So I just kind of smushed it in top wherever I put highlighter. Yeah. I'm not using it though. I'm sorry, guys. So this stuff, I bought this banana powder stuff. I wanted to try it. It's a new thing with makeup. But anyway, I got it off Temu, which I bought cheap makeup off there. I've gotten it before. This thing said on it when I opened it, warning, do not use this product other than for... That's it. That's all it said. So me, I'm like, and I used it anyway. And within just putting a tiny bit on the brush, I started gagging and choking, and my lungs were burning. It was horrible. Yes, just karma on everyone. Yeah, I'm starting to blur now. You see that? Now my Wi-Fi's messed up. See, I jinxed it.
It'll be okay.
All right, well, we'll do the best we can. I'm so sorry, guys. I will figure it out. No, absolutely not. New England Dirt Roadie, no. Double S's. Dear heart, I know you have been through much struggle, grief, and brokenness. In many ways, life has not turned out the way you dreamed, and I am sure that at times you have wondered what you have done wrong to deserve the torment you have encountered. Some of your injuries have been so immense you probably never thought you would ever be able to recover. At times, you still hold your breath and struggle to get through the day without falling apart, yet after all the loss, grief, and suffering, you are still standing, my dear heart. In fact, while something deep inside of you may have shattered, something new and more pure has also been born. You have become deeper, stronger, and more conscious of what is truly valuable in life. Your ability to have compassion, express kindness and patience, and take the higher road has amplified dramatically. You are not only on the road to healing, but also to knowing who you truly are and have the capacity to become. Okay. Yeah, for sure, Andrew. Okay, so Louisa, if you're listening, and I hope that you are, this card, it kind of pertains to the shorts that I put out yesterday, where it's talking about, I talked about in part one, where like this, usually it's a very traumatic, or like just one more traumatic event, or some kind of turmoil, something happening that shoots us into the dark night of the soul and starts preparing us for spiritual awakening. And I feel like that's what this card is saying. It's like you've been through so much, and like Lord knows it, right? You know it. Everyone around you knows it, but they wouldn't know it because of your demeanor, because you've managed to stay strong and to still be who you are at your core, even though you didn't really know that you were this person. I feel like you were a person who possibly felt victimized, but either by society or by other people in general, like the people around you, or, you know, who knows. But you finally are starting to come to a place where you understand how strong you really are. And this is the universe telling you that you are in alignment. You're in alignment, not fully, you're not fully awakened, but you are in alignment with your path, with your soul's journey, with your mission. And you may just be coming into that, Louisa, but that's okay, as long as you play through the pain. Look, you've been through worse. That's what this card is saying. You've been through worse than what a spiritual awakening will put you through. It's turmoil, it's chaos, it's painful, it's heartbreaking sometimes. But at the end of the day, once you realize that's what's happening and you start becoming more and more of your truer self, of who you are meant to be, you will stop second guessing everything about your life and everything about yourself, and learn how to trust and have faith in the universe that it always has your best interests at heart. Ice cream. Hello, Miss Casey.
Well, hello, Miss Casey. You ready? You ready? Do Lotus. Lotus.
Don't forget, she's our other timestamp, and I told you why beforehand about Miss Casey and why she always gets a timestamp from me. Whether she asks, and she doesn't always ask. She doesn't ever ask. I just give her one. We have a special relationship, me and Miss Casey.
So we'll do Lotus.
All right, Miss Lodi. Let's use the other one. Let's use Divine Guidance. This is a great deck, but it's funny because when I got it, I was like, what? Because I've been eyeing this deck for a really long time. But if any of you have ever went on my wish list or went on Amazon in general and looked at Oracle decks, you would know there are like a million, right? There are so many. And I've been eyeing this deck for a while. And they show it as like this big deck. Regular size, right? Big. It's tiny. And at first I thought it was because it didn't have a book with it. And I was like, oh, hell no. And then I realized it's just small. So Lotus Girl, you got card number 41. Creative. You are fully aligned with the powerful light of source energy and loving harmony of Mother Earth. Your creative energy is centered and flowing. It is time now to embrace this energy. Perhaps you're an artist, a writer, a speaker, a dancer, a healer, a musician, or whatever you are. Dedicate time each day to using your creative force in a way that brings you joy. Keep yourself grounded and connected through meditation. When you are aligned with source and Mother Earth, your creative juices flow in abundance. So yeah, I feel like you are coming into a time, Tennille, where it's just like you are finally ready to like take no prisoners. You have finally you finally had enough. You are finally fed up, and you're finally just like, you know what? I'm done. And the universe is saying that's perfectly okay. Just make sure that you channel most of that energy into something productive. I know that you're either about to start or have been working on getting to the point where you're going to start your new business, and that's great. Stay focused on the things that make you happy, in addition to focusing on that take no prisoners mindset, because I do feel like you're coming into a time where it's just not going to be possible for people to do to you what they've been doing to you basically your whole life, especially in the past few years, because you're not going to put up with it. And that's a certain level of alignment as well. I've finally come to that myself at 40 years old. And it's finally just like, I know what I will put up with, what I will tolerate, and what I won't. And that's it. There's no like, how do I put this? It's like there's no breathing room there. I will not put up with this. I will not tolerate this. And that's it. You can take me or leave me. You can stay in my life or you could not. And I really don't care. And it's not that I want to lose people, right? I don't think that you purposely want to alienate people, but it's just like, if people can't handle boundaries, then you probably do want to alienate them. This is the universe giving you a pat on the back and telling you to make sure, though, like the universe always tells you every week, that you take some time to yourself where you're doing something that you enjoy, because you do give so much of yourself to other things and to other people.
Okay, Andrew.
Yeah.
What's up, little girl? What you doing, little girl?
Casey, bless your heart. I'm giggling because Casey is a Pisces sun like me. And when I go into live streams, I don't talk. I sit in the background. And the reason I do that is because I would love to have conversations with everybody. But I always feel so bad when like I miss someone's, something they said to me, or I don't respond quick enough. So I just back out. I'm just like, I'm here. I'm ghosting in chat. Like, I don't even say that anymore. I just listen. And I know Casey feels the same way. Hello, mother.
Mother. Hello, mother.
Hello, pretty lady.
You ready for some
coffee?
coffee?
That's my mom, for anyone who doesn't know. I don't know how she got the screen name Mom, but she did.
Got it.
Because she's awesome. That's why.
You ready for a coffee and a smoke, dear?
A coffee and a smoke.
Coffee and a smoke.
Slow motion says, the older I get, the lower my a-hole tolerance. Absolutely. And it's like, I've said that a million times throughout my life, but I never really meant it until very, very recently, like maybe the past 6 months. I was always like, well, there's no room with me. There's no room with me. I type so slowly. I know. And bless your heart for coming in and saying hi to everyone. I know how you feel, because I do it too. It's not even that I type slow. It's just that, like, if I'm concentrating, I'm one of those people who, like, I need to focus on what I'm doing. So if I'm trying to listen, I can't, I can't type.
Because if she doesn't focus, she's everywhere.
Yeah, I am. And so if I'm trying to listen, I can't type too. So that's why I just don't bother anymore. Family's enjoying my voice. Yay. It's so funny because you guys are so sweet when it comes to how I sound in my voice. And when I first started doing this, I used to get told such terrible things. And the main thing that people would pick at me about or mess with me about or like threaten me about was my voice. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean for that button. Okay. Barnbrack. No, it's not showing it. I mean, it's actually showing off the necklace, but
I'm just being silly.
I was trying to be respectful to Ray. I didn't do it on purpose.
No, it wasn't done.
And I want everyone to see this beautiful smoky quartz that Lara gave me. I did put it on a different chain, but the only reason I did that is because this one's shorter, and I thought it looked nice with my new green shirt, which normally I don't wear green. I do have ghost dragons to help me. That's true. Andrew, a pea, a cloth, a coin, a ring, and stick within a loaf of speckled sweetness. Slice it and eat it, a glimpse of my fate's completeness. Don't worry, Mommy, we're coming on Friday to see you for like 9 whole days, so get ready. Andrew, not quite a cake and not quite a bread. Barnbrack is a sweet loaf larger than a typical loaf of bread, baked with flour, sugar, salt, and dried fruits such as raisins. The making of barnbrack is an Irish tradition that still stands around Samhain. The person baking the loaf would be sure to set the intention of love, truth, and synergy whilst preparing. Inside the dough, a number of special objects are hidden and baked into the loaf. The objects are used as a kind of random oracle. Each one has a particular meaning which represents the fate of the person who found it in their slice. The traditional objects include a coin, a pea, a stick, a ring, and a small piece of cloth like muslin. Some other additions make it made in more modern times were religious metals. Should your slice of the brock contain a coin, this would indicate prosperity and good luck. The P unfortunately meant that no marriage would occur for you that year. Yet finding the ring meant a marriage was certain. The stick, to be avoided at all costs, indicated disputes and unhappiness, and finding the cloth meant bad luck and little money ahead. Oh, thank you guys. Me neither, Mom. When you pull the Barnbrock card, it indicates a curiosity to know what is ahead, but it's important to balance that with the now. After all, we have the tools to change our future should we choose to. The sweet synergy of Barnbrock, all the ingredients, including the objects, are more complete and powerful together than they are individually, should encourage you to seek your own sweet spot. So, Andrew, I do feel like you may be focusing a little bit more, at the very least, a little bit more. I want to say a lot more on your future. Maybe you've recently met somebody who was making you think about your future, and then maybe it didn't turn out so well. So now you're really thinking about your future, or something's going on in your life, or in the next week or two, it will start to be going on where you're going to be really wondering about, like, I'll give you an example, like, I wonder when I'm going to meet the person I'm going to settle down with, or I wonder what it's going to be like when I'm no longer working for this company, or I wonder what it's going to be like. You're like thinking all these things about your future, and the universe is saying that is fine. Consult an oracle like the Barnbrock or Gemma Jade, right? That's okay. And it's okay to be curious and to wonder what's in store for you. But the best thing you can do right now for your future is to focus on the present and make sure all of your energy, at the very least in the next week or two, goes into paying attention to who's around you, what's around you, what you're doing, and the intentions that you're setting, specifically the ones you may be accidentally setting without even noticing. I do feel like you're accidentally putting out like negative manifestations out there, and you don't even realize it, by saying things like, I'll never find true love, or this job is never going to pay me more money. And like, you're just saying it as like a vent. You don't really mean that it's never going to happen, probably. And the universe is saying it doesn't matter. Any kind of negative talk, the universe is like, oh, okay, you got it. And I think a lot of us don't realize that because we're just venting. We're just getting it all out. And saying things like that, though, I always use the example of you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, this is going to be a terrible day. Yeah, you just got yourself a terrible day because you already have it in your head that the day is going to be terrible. So you're only going to see the negative things. Unless something extremely spectacularly wonderful happens, you're not going to notice. You're only going to focus on the negative. And that's what the universe does not want you doing, especially in the next week or two, because opportunities galore are going to be coming in for you. I don't know why I keep seeing love. I keep seeing the flashing hearts, the love, Andrew. So I don't know if you found love. I don't know if you're looking for love. I don't know if you're worried about finding love. I don't know what's going on with you and your heart as far as romantic love, but there's definitely something there that the universe wants you to focus on right now, because an opportunity is coming in, especially in that area. And I don't know what that means for you, because we don't really talk about your love life on this channel. I mean, some people we do, and that's fine. We really don't. There's something in your love life about to change significantly for the better in the next week or two, as long as you're focusing on that. As long as you're focusing on the here and the now. I think it might be that like you meet someone and you're already thinking like, well, how's this going to go wrong? What's going to end up being wrong with this one? Like, was that a red flag? What, like your past has built you up into, and I think that's what it is. And the universe is saying, focus on what this person shows you, not what they tell you, not what you think, right? Focus on what the person shows you. Thank you, Edna. I'm just looking at Smoochie. It says, I think it's supposed to say Hurricane RJ C9M8N, Mom. I think she means Hurricane RJ. Come on, Mom. I think that's what that means. Done too many times, LOL. Yeah, and I think we hit a certain age where we all have, right? if I were to consider dating right now, and obviously I wouldn't do that, right? I wouldn't do that. I'm in a relationship, but if I were a single gal, I think my biggest concern would be, look at the dating scene right now. A lot of men my age are like very emotionally immature, still wanting to go to the club, and pick up ladies and have guys' nights. And I don't think there's anything wrong per se with a guys' night, but you are going to have to introduce me to those guys before I can be comfortable with you going out with them. I'm sorry, whether I'm your girlfriend or your wife, I want to meet the guys that you're going to be spending time with. Are they strip club type guys? And I'm going to have a problem with that. Are they, let's go stand in the parking lot for 45 minutes while we try to figure out what we're going to be doing and end up doing nothing type guys? It's a big difference. Who's next, Ghosty?
Miss Arisha.
Vici, absolutely, yes. And Miss Shelley, welcome, my sweetheart. Multifaceted jewels, exactly, too. I would worry about catching something you can't wash off or get rid of with penicillin. And I'm not being mean. I'm really not. And I'm not trying to be cruel to my generation. But in my opinion, I'll put it this way. In my opinion, most guys my age are not the most responsible. Now, I've noticed that guys in this community my age are very much more responsible and much more, but that's because they're in this community. They understand spirit, at least to a certain degree. People who are spiritually bankrupt, no good, no bueno. All right, Miss Arisha, I'm going to use the Queen Mab Oracle because it's just such a great deck for me to be using for you right now. And nut slap, there's that too. I can't say that out loud, but that's a lot of it too. Just saying. Something's private, but it's okay. Yeah, and that is okay. But I'm just letting you know, between me and you, there's someone coming in. My version of going clubbing is the grocery store. Me too. Me too. That is my idea of a good night out for me, is to go walking through Walmart and making random purchases, or not, just walking through and looking around, and then maybe grabbing a slice of pizza and then hitting the grocery store before they close and before Sunday hits when they change all the sales. Oh, and like going into Rainbow because they have $4 and $5 dresses. That's all.
I must go clubbing a lot since I spend probably every day in the damn store.
I am a lot of people think I'm high maintenance, and I've been called high maintenance by people who don't even really know me, but I'm really not. I'm really, really not high maintenance. My mom's not either. I was not raised to be high maintenance. In fact, I was raised somewhat to be a doormat, inadvertently. My mom always took a lot of crap too. My dad did too. It's just in our blood to try to be as nice as possible, as forgiving as possible, as giving as possible. And those types of people just don't survive out there when they're young. People will eat you alive. I am not high maintenance at all, though. I like nice things, but something nice for me, I'm happy with my $8 wigs on Temu, my $12 dresses. Those things make me happy. All right, Miss Arisha. Too many humans are the aliens on this planet at Black Dragon. I think this is going to be a little bit controversial, but I think the people causing all the issues and trying to change everything up, and I'm not going to get specific at all on that, I think those are the new soul humans. And the rest of us who are I don't care what you do, just leave me out of it. I don't want to be bothered, and stop changing everything. We good? Great. That's great. We are the old souls, partial humans. I really do think it. Paradox Fossils, what's up? Love pineapple. Oh, pineapple in shopping cart. Okay, Darkness as a Bride, Miss Arisha, card number 9. I've been doing this for a little over a half hour, and I've gotten 3 readings done. All right, let's move it along, Gemma. Be adaptable, descend into the depths. I was there, and I know the goddess Persephone was not abducted by Hades. She went willingly to marry her love. Being crowned queen of the underworld was her cherished destiny. It is true that for half the year she stays in the summerland, bathing in sunlight, walking barefoot in green meadows, and wearing flowers in her hair. But it's also true that during this time, the spring equinox until the fall equinox, I like to say it both ways, she secretly pines for her shadowy realm. She is most in her element when she reigns over her dark domain. The lush and velvet darkness is her home. You can learn much from Persephone's fluid adaptability and the fearless delight she takes in the dark. Persephone is well versed in eternity, so she does not shrink away from the obvious truths humans so meticulously attempt to deny. She can sit with a dying man with unflinching compassion. She can hold a crying mother who is grieving for her only child. When a spirit leaves the body, she can pick that spirit up and valiantly carry them through the veil. For mortals, your kind can be bizarrely squeamish about mortality. When the sun is shining brightly in the sky, you can almost make yourself believe that death is a tragedy that will not befall you, other people perhaps, but not you, not your children, not your partner, surely not your friends. And so you don't ever fully live. Without the experience of winter, how can you appreciate the spring? And then, without soaking in the sensory beauty of the summer, how can you pass into the fall with serene satisfaction? Why would you willingly relinquish a luminous awareness of the endless cycle of life in its stages, birth, life, death, and rebirth? For this awareness is wisdom. Whether you allow for the inevitability of death or forbid it from your mind, death will not spare you. It won't spare anyone. So why fall out of step with eternity and lock yourself out of the kingdom of your joy? Similarly, unmask grief, and you will see it is none other than love, the most excruciating edge of love. I always say grief is love with nowhere to go. You can deny your grief only to the extent that you can deny your love, which is to say you can't, not truly. When you brush against someone you fear to experience or gaze upon, do not shut yourself off from your power. Find your courage, descend into the deep, receive your crown, and be transformed. You must never cling to the light exclusively. Like Persephone, every fairy queen is a creature of darkness too. Yeah, Arisha, I do feel like you might want to start getting acquainted with your shadow self, doing shadow work. I know you don't have a lot of time, and honestly, there are ways you can do it where it only takes a couple of minutes a day, and I can run through that stuff with you once I get to my mom's this weekend, if you want. And there are also like little workbooks and stuff, little things that you can do to get you more acquainted with, you know, the inner child, the shadow. Arisha, I feel like you could be in denial about something. Okay, there's something going on that is blatantly obvious to other people around you, but you're denying it. Like, you know it to be true, whatever it is, but it's like you're somehow thinking that, like, as long as you don't acknowledge it as fact, then it's not true. It's not actually happening. And the universe is saying it is happening, honey, but you have to embrace it, even if it's something that's going to be painful, even if it's something that you don't fully understand right now. And the more familiar we get with our shadow self, with our inner child, the easier it is for us to just go into not a blind acceptance, but maybe a radical acceptance of certain things that 10 years ago would have broken us, right? 5 years ago would have broken us. Something is happening. If you have no idea what this is, think on it a little bit. It'll probably come up in the next week or two if you really can't put your finger on it. But there's something here. The universe is saying, do not deny something that you know is fact, because all that's going to do is prolong the inevitable. Okay. And I feel like the reason you're denying it is because you don't want to have to deal with it. Like, you're busy. You got S word to do. You got stuff to do, girl. You're like, I don't have time for that. Right. I'm not saying your husband's cheating. I'm just using this as an example. Like, I don't have time for an affair right now. Like, for him to be having an affair. No, not happening. But like, maybe, you know what I mean? But like, everyone has told you, and like, you've walked in on him cheating. I'm not saying that your husband's cheating. I'm just using it as an example. I've had people freak out on me, and I'm like, no, just an example. You know, you can't look out the window and see that it's, you know, there's a hurricane outside and be like, nope, not happening. Gonna go drive to the grocery store. You know, like, you have to come to a place of radical acceptance of whatever this is, and then deal with it. Don't just accept it and move on. Deal with it. Because if you try to accept it and move on, it is going to come back up again and again and again and again. And each time it's going to be more blatantly obvious and more painful. And you're just going to have to do a lot more work rather than just deal with it right now. War Criminal 7 and anyone else who came in and I didn't see y'all, welcome, welcome. Who's next?
Okay, I'm just going to stop doing that. Putting myself on hold.
After this reading, I got to run to the bathroom real quick.
$5. A waffle sandwich.
I could do that for you.
Okay. Let's do slow motion because they're over the big water and have to go to bed soon.
Where is Blue Crossroads?
He's a big boy. He can take care of himself. He's got enough guns. I don't know.
All right. No, he's not here.
No, he's not. I thought he was, but I guess he's not.
I spoke to him this morning. I know he said he had a rough night, but I didn't ask him to. I asked him to elaborate, but he said it was too much to text, and I was running like a madman today, so I really didn't have time to ask him to do a phone call. So I hope that he's okay. If he doesn't come in, I will check in on him. I have to keep blowing my nose. The ragweed is horrible, and that I put whatever that thing with the warning sign was all over this part of my face, and now all I can do, I keep smelling it. All right, I'm sorry. Who is this for?
Slow motion.
Slow motion.
Trying to get go ahead. I'm sorry.
The signs of the time. War Criminal, we are doing live intuitive oracle. So everyone who comes in, the minute you come in and say hi or whatever, we put your name on a list and we go through the list and we'll call you and I'll pull one random card from one random deck and give you a reading for the next week or two. Now, if that's not something that interests you, but you still want to hang out, just say pass when we call your name. All right, slow motion, you got card number 37, Bees, the card of community. As the saying goes, teamwork makes the dream work. Bees work towards what is best for the collective at all times, working together in harmony, each member of the group acting in the interest of the whole. Build community and get support from your friends to solve the problem you face. You don't always have to do it alone. This card is also a sign of hard work put in by many to achieve a common goal. Become more involved in your community or make an effort to build a team in your work. Bees teach us that you do not have to take on every role because everyone has their part to play, their unique talents and skills to offer. Invest time in strengthening your network and be open to working with others. Being a part of something bigger than you can be extremely rewarding. There is nothing sweeter than gaining a support system that is willing to put in the work and has your best interest at heart. Creative collaborations, be a team player, recognition and reward, time to come out of your shell, a period of aloneness, improve your skill set, financial growth from collaboration. Yeah, I definitely am seeing you coming out of your shell a little bit in the next few weeks, but I feel like there's a really good reason for it. I feel like you're kind of being compelled to come out of that shell. I'm not trying to be mean, but there's something in it for you. And I feel like what's in it for you, you're thinking one completely different thing than what it's actually going to be, right? So you may be willing to, I'm just using this as an example, do a side hustle with a friend of yours doing something that you really hate doing, but it's worth the money. And in the process of doing that, you may meet someone that you fall in love with, or you may meet someone that can offer you an amazing employment opportunity, or you're going to meet a like-minded individual. You're going to meet someone or gain some sort of opportunity by doing something that you think you're doing for one reason. And I can see you with tunnel vision on it. So you are stepping outside of your shell. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone, but it's the reasoning is twofold because you're doing it for the reason that you want to do it for, that you're, maybe not excited about it, but that you're okay, this is worth doing. It's worth being out and about and communicating with people. And then boom, it's something else comes flying through the door right at your face. And you're oh my gosh, wasn't expecting that. Awesome. It's something good though. Definitely be on the lookout for opportunities to get out and mingle with people. So, an opportunity to do a side job or an opportunity. I feel though, it has to be something that you otherwise would never do. So if you're offered this week to go bungee jumping and that's something you would never ever do, or skydiving, I'm literally saying go do it. you have to step outside of your comfort zone in order to gain whatever this reward is. And this reward is 1,000,000 times worth it to you, whatever it may be. It's something you've been wanting, trying to manifest, and looking for a really long time. But the only way you're going to get it is by stepping outside of that comfort zone and, doing what you got to do. I'm that guy. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Okay, what's up, folks? What can we say about Gemma now?
Hey.
Hi, Mom. I hope you're still listening, sweetie. You're up next. Yeah, look good in blue. Thank you. That's why I always wear blue. Well, actually, there's a reason I wear blue, and that's because blue is considered a trusting color. I want people to trust me. Actually, I'm just kidding. But I hope everybody's good. I'm here. You're next, sweetie. Okay. Everybody's looking like they're having a good day. I actually, and I've had acupuncture. I loved it. I haven't had it in a while because the guy that used to do it for me moved to Canada. But yeah, acupuncture is great, man. You get a person that really knows what they're doing. Always made me feel good for a while. Then your voice is blue, blue, blue moon. I'm glad you're doing well, Aunt. We were worried about you over the weekend. Everybody was asking. I meant to send you an email Saturday, then I forgot it. Didn't send it. As long as I'm laying flat, I'm good. Yeah, I know that story, hon. Believe me. When they did my neck, that was the best place, was just flat. Well, she's back. Shh.
My bathroom's right there.
Mom, don't tell her what
we hear everything you guys are saying.
Yeah, sure.
I can. My bathroom's right there. Edna, I mailed your gift for the merch purchase yesterday, so she'll receive that in the mail soon. All right, who's next? Who is after slow motion?
Mother. Your mother.
Excuse me?
Your mother.
My mother what?
Your mother's such a sweet lady, and I love her so much. I miss having coffee.
Didn't it sound like he was saying your mama? That's what it sounded like.
Your mama. It's your mama's turn.
All right, Seerist. I am using Queen Mab.
Oh, that's funny. Yep, that's why I do it. I wear blue to blend in with the sky. That way I come out of nowhere and catch them off guard. She never listens.
Angelic Fiend. Interesting. This is I'm not going to lie. This card is a bit creepy. Card number 25, Mother. Claim your desire. Satiate your true cravings. An intense emotion or desire will not leave you alone. It may be a fixation or another person, an insatiable hunger for attention, an obsessive need to achieve a certain kind of success, or even a craving for an unhealthy substance or behavior. Whatever the longing, what if you stop trying to suppress, hide, ignore, or imprison it, and instead let it speak? When you do so, you will uncover vital information that will, in turn, allow you to call back to the fullness of your power. If you're not quite sure what desire this card refers to, perhaps you feel that life has lost its luster lately, or that your sense of purpose or enthusiasm has fled. That's because you've hidden this desire from your own self, and doing so has snuffed out the fire of your joy. Simply asking yourself what passionate impulse is burning within you will easily bring it to your awareness. So go ahead and do that now. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what overpowering desire have I been hiding from myself? What do I feel is lacking? There may be tears when you admit what it is your heart is pining for, so fervently let them flow. When you're ready to let the great and terrible longing within you speak, have your journal nearby as you light a candle. See, now, good thing I brought you that journal. Gaze at the flame, sense its heat, and feel the resonant sympathy of the burning flame of yearning within you. Keep writing in your journal until you go beyond the surface appearance of the desire and tap into the core essence of the need. Look for the feeling you want to experience rather than the outward manifestation of the yearning or how you think it will look when you get it. For example, if it appears that you want a certain person to come back to you, keep writing until you discover that the true essence of the need is simply to love and to be loved. If it appears that you crave a certain unhealthy behavior or substance, keep writing until you discover the basic need to feel supported, healed, nourished, or safe. Of course, these are just generalizations for the sake of illustration. You might find your own truth in your own time and in your own way. The fiend within you is actually an angel. It is guiding you toward what will most nurture you right now. Listen to it and give it what it wants, and you will finally feel satiated, powerful, and at peace. So interesting. And I'm sorry I have to keep blowing my nose, guys, but I have to. So, Mom, what this card is basically saying, and what I'm getting from Spirit, is that it's like there's something you want to either say to someone or something you want to achieve, something that it's weird because on the one hand, I'm getting something that you're trying to do and or express. And on the other hand, I get your fear of something happening. And I already know what the fear of something happening is. And we can talk about that this weekend. But as far as like, I feel like you've spent so long worrying about what someone else was going to think if you said this, did this, wore this, and you are slowly and surely coming out from under that. But I feel like the universe is saying you still haven't really started expressing and showing your true self at all times. You are still worrying about what someone, whoever it may be, or maybe it's several someones, are going to think, say, feel, do, how they're going to react if you think, say, feel, or do, or wear, A, B, or C. The universe is saying you are not under the thumb of anyone but yourself. You're under your own thumb. Therefore, if you feel like doing something, go ahead and do it. And that's not to say be reckless or do crazy, dangerous things. But if you want to, take a ride, one of your favorite things to do, take a ride to Atlantic City for the day, go ahead and do it. Don't be fearful of that. No one has anything to say to you. You have your own money, right? You have your own car. You drive yourself. Like you don't have anyone to answer to. And I feel like you may not know what to do with that because there are things you want to do that maybe you think some people in your life will disapprove of. But what I told you once, and we were in Atlantic City when I said it, and you were like, ooh, I like that. And I've been saying it ever since. Mind over matter, Mom. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And that is 100% true. It's facts. And I feel like that's the mindset you have to have, especially in the next week or two. And the good thing is I will be with you for the next week and a half. So we can work that out together. Yeah, it's a really cool card. It just kind of took me by surprise because it does look a bit evil, a little bit evil. So guys, I have at 9:20 tomorrow morning, I have an appointment with the lady at the Board of Education, which we have to meet her for 5 minutes as a family before between from 1 to 1:30 p.m. we go up to the school and do the orientation where he can meet some of his classmates and his kindergarten teacher. And really, really excited. I have 2 questions. That's all I want to know. Do you talk about A, B, and C in the classroom? And are you going to talk with my child about A, B, and C? That's all I want to know. The answer to those questions are no. We're good to go. Steady and ready. You're welcome, Mom.
Well, I was going to do Vera Ray, but apparently she disappeared again. Bless her heart. So I'm going to put her on hold.
Yeah, just put her on hold.
I did. Go ahead and do Long Island Bigfoot. I think he's still in here roaming around somewhere. I told Bigfoot to take his truck, so he's probably looking for his
He's
truck.
like, I know that's going to happen one of these days. I'm just waiting for it, he said. All right, Long Island Bigfoot. I'm using the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Oh, yeah. Anna, just so you know, Miss Smoochie had messaged me asking me if I was going to reach out to you. And ask you how you were doing, and I was going to, but honestly, I didn't know. I forgot again when your surgery was. I knew it was in the next week or two, but I'm really sorry. I just didn't remember. So I figured I would see you in here. But just so you know, Smoochy did reach out, and she was thinking about you. And she was like, I was wondering why she reached out to me the day that she did. And that was because it was right after you had your surgery. So,
well, I also emailed her too and let her know that we were thinking of her.
I see you guys. We just had to get through a couple of people who I wanted to like kind of get them out of the way because they're with us every week, but they weren't with us tonight. And then we get rid of the people, or we get through the people who have to go right away because they're in a place where it's 5 hours ahead of my time. So it's like the middle of the night there where they are. So we don't want them staying up all night listening. So that's why if it seems like it's been a little while, don't worry. I got you. We're moving right along. Divine Empathic, what's up, girl? Long Island Bigfoot, you got card number 26. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck, the Three Fates. What comes around? It's happening again. Many of us have faced difficulty and troubled times in our lives. Sometimes the impact of a negative experience is so profound that it leaves us with physical, mental, and yes, even spiritual residue for months or even years after the actual event. While you're still vibrating, as the Three Fates put it, to the energy of a negative experience, you tend to repeatedly attract echoes of that experience. So when you need to be alerted to that fact, the Three Fates will enter, showing you that this is a karmic pattern that may need to be worked on, understood, and recreated in order to be free of its influence. You may feel lately that others are in charge of your fate, that they are threading the needle, weaving the patterns of the tapestry of your life, even choosing what ends and what begins. When you feel the fate has interceded and that you are not so much in control of your life, but in control of your reaction to what happens in your life, then you are beginning to work with intelligence, maturity, and understanding. With the energies of destiny, fate, and fortune, the Three Fates depicted so beautifully here, with their ever-turning wheel of karma, understand that it turns and turns, as your life will, through its many themes again and again. When you receive this card in a reading, and most especially if it leaps out to greet you, you will know an old pattern has circled around again. The Three Fates speak. Here it is again, that situation, that person, this lesson that you have yet to learn and that you may spend a lifetime learning. It seems you need another cosmic reminder of something that needs to be cleared or mastered. Letting go is this moment's very important lesson, and that's in italics, for you to learn. We're not suggesting forgetting the lesson, because what's the wisdom in that? We are suggesting that you move on and learn and actively replace this experience with completely different versions of the same theme. No more repeats. This is the opportunity to try something different and see what magic takes place when you vary the approach. You must reconnect with the opportunities you have. Staying attached to old patterns will simply make them come round again, like a thread being spun on our wheel. Learn and be released from this part of the pattern that feels like unjust fate. Divination message. You may have been enjoying your own life's reruns lately, wallowing through the memories and feeling sad, bittersweet, and nostalgic about the good old days, whenever they were. Exactly. You know what? It's fine to muse on your past. Your memories are precious and do need to be tended sometimes, but it's another thing altogether to be filled with regret, wishing you'd done things differently. Life is a constant do-over. You get a fresh chance every second you're alive. So stop beating yourself up. You have an opportunity to heal, to clear, to no longer feel sad about the same thing anymore. You can do things differently, Long Island Bigfoot. You're not a prisoner of how they've always been done. What you have done, even if you judge it to be a mistake, can be reworked and learned from. That is its wisdom. You are not so alone. We all have karmic lessons, themes, stories that seem to repeat. Learn from this. Be aware of what is taking place as a fateful encounter to master life. If you take this approach, you'll be all the richer for learning, wise, free, and able to help others as well. Yeah, so, okay, Long Island Bigfoot, I think we touched on this a little bit in your personal as well. I feel like something keeps happening, or it's like the same pattern, just like the card said, right? This pattern of behavior, or this same person coming back around, or this same toxic, negative way of thinking. And the reason that's happening is because you have not yet showed the universe that you do, and you have, in fact, learned the lessons, okay? And the way you show the universe that, you can say it out loud all you want, but until you show the universe that you're able to do things differently. For instance, when you start rehashing that terrible relationship, but start thinking you may miss that person. This is just one example. Then you're calling that person to you. So more than likely, because they're a toxic person, they're going to immediately recognize that energy and they're going to come crawling back, right? Making all the demands or doing whatever it is they did to begin with that severed the ties of their relationship, that destroyed the relationship. What you can do is tell that person that you do not want them in your life anymore. Okay? Just say, for example, we all know you don't have a gambling problem, but just say you had a gambling problem, right? And you haven't gambled for 3 whole years and you're doing great, but the urge suddenly hits. How do you show the universe you've learned and you've grown and you've changed? By not gambling, by doing something else with the money instead, right? You have to prove to the universe that you're learning these lessons so that you can start vibrating higher and higher and higher until you come fully into your spiritual alignment. Long Island Bigfoot. If you see a familiar pattern starting to develop, please stop, think about it, and ask yourself why it's happening and how you can stop it in its tracks, and then do those things. You do have the answers inside of you. You know exactly what to do about this. Paranormal Pixie, Miss Lara, just so you know, what I did was I put this smoky quartz on a different chain because I wanted people to be able to see it. But I still do have the necklace you put it on, so I didn't destroy it or anything. But it was so long and nobody would have been able to see it. And I thought it just fit perfectly with this shirt. So.
You ready? Sure. Okay. Jules.
Huh? What happened?
Jules.
Jules, I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Come on. It's always this last card I can never pick up because my nails. All right. "17 feet of what? Snow?" Oh, guys, I learned an interesting little factoid today. What do you think the most haunted state in the United States is? No Google allowed. In what state are you most likely to have a haunting in your home or just a haunting in general?
Probably somewhere up north along the coast. I would say either New Hampshire, Jersey. I have no idea. Because all of them are pretty haunted.
Illinois.
Figures.
I was very surprised because I don't even think Illinois is one of the original colonies, right? So you think you would have more. Ohio is more. I didn't see like what the second and third ones were, but that's interesting. Washington, D.C. No, like I thought it was going to be somewhere
like along the coast. Yeah.
Or like, you know, like New Jersey, these old shore towns, Cape May, Toms River, even Seaside Heights, Seaside Park. They're old towns. And yes, man, like the history is so rich. The battles that took place in the Hudson River. And like you can go into any woods in South Jersey, like where my mom lives is a little, it's tech. Some people say Central Jersey don't exist. I'm one of those people. There's either North or there's South. If you think Central Jersey exists, Toms River is technically central, but it's down south. It's by the shore. It's South Jersey. Like the history in these towns, when I first went to my mom's house in South Jersey, okay, I'm not going to say the town, but in South Jersey, I remember just being like, I don't know how she lives here. Because there were shadow people jumping from roof to roof. The streets were overrun with the dead. And I was surprised that my mom, who's a sensitive, was getting along as good as she was in that place. I mean, she didn't realize why she was having panic attacks and being really stressed out.
Heck, I was there and I couldn't believe everything I saw. Heck, we were just driving. I was going nuts.
I really would like to film in a cemetery. I would be afraid to live stream in a cemetery though, because I feel like I would just piss something off and But would I love to go walk through one and film? Absolutely. Vici says, I'm from Illinois, and we have the most haunted cemetery called Bachelor's Grove. Interesting name. I've been there a few times myself. There's just so much history in these, especially in the southern Jersey towns. I mean, I guess even up north, too. Like I said, there were a lot of battles, Revolutionary War battles in
Along
northern New Jersey specifically, and south, too, on the coast.
Yeah.
But
now, you know, I
Illinois,
figured somewhere like Vermont, you know, Plymouth, where they landed, you know, places like that, maybe Boston. And then you would think California, because California, the gold mines, the craziness, the lawlessness that went from the west out to there. You know, hundreds of people died. They don't even know what happened.
I wasn't making a face at you. It was you were going, and I was like, and then I looked. It wasn't my Wi-Fi. Miss Shelley, tell me all about it. So, okay. I looked at this survey that said, and I will do your reading, Jules. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. So it said, in which state are you most likely to have a haunting or encounter a ghost? And it said Illinois. So I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But now I'm looking at what are actually considered what are the most haunted states. And this list says something completely different. And I'm looking all down, and I actually was wrong. I guess that was fake news. But I know Illinois does have, I've seen that in several different places. But so here we go. I'm just going to quickly. All right. You can work, you know, anytime now. Texas is number 1. Great. Okay, number of free articles. Thanks. That's what was holding me up the entire time, was them telling me that. 2, California. And that makes sense that they're the 2 biggest states, but to me, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're more haunted. 3, Ohio, Twin City Opera House, Ohio State Reformatory, Museum of Friends. Number 4, Michigan. Number 5, Illinois. Give me 1 sec. 6, Indiana. 7, Pennsylvania. 8, Oklahoma. 9, New York. 10, Virginia. 10, Virginia. Jersey didn't even make the list. All right, Jules, sorry about that. The Morrigan, the card of sovereignty, card number 26, and it is a dark card. My mom said I had something or someone walking in my living room today while I was watching TV. I was scared. I get why you're scared, because in your house, the activity even scares me. But I try to tell you, like, the more scared you are, the more food you give it. So just if you try to make yourself laugh, Mom, make yourself laugh, and it will confuse it and it will run off. I'm telling you. Or see, the problem in that house is when you ignore it, it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna ignore me, and then it just ramps up. It throws things around the attic. It's crazy. So everyone's having Wi-Fi issues, it seems, or power issues. All right, Jules, the Morrigan, establish your own realm and domain. You are the queen of your own castle, and this means you set your own boundaries and guidelines. Protect the earth and her creatures. The Morrigan is a Celtic/Irish goddess and the warrior queen of war. Known in modern Ireland as Morrigan, she is the great queen of phantoms and battle. The Morrigan is listed among the, I can never pronounce this, Tuatha De Danann, I know it's wrong, an ancient Celtic mythical race of deities, as one of the daughters of Ernmas and the granddaughter of the god Nuada. The Morrigan has also been described in a triple aspect with 3 distinct forms called Bat, Macha, and Nemain, or Anine. To link her with the completely separate entity of Morgan Le Fay is incorrect, although they are both dark and strong battle goddesses. The Morrigan often appears as a powerful black crow called the Badbi and flies over the battlefield to both inspire her own warriors and create havoc and fear among the enemies. She secures the protection of the land itself and the interests of the prosperity of the land, and will fight against and punish those who threaten it. The The Morrigan is both a goddess and sometimes the embodiment of the land itself, granting sovereignty to a king to be by her blessing. King to be by her blessing. That is, giving her allegiance in battle or by having sex with the potential candidate. She is a king or queen maker and well respected among Irish royalty. In one myth, the Morrigan meets the god Dagda on Samhain evening before a battle with an enemy called the Fomorians. Dagda, who is one of Ireland's most powerful gods, enters the agreed field but finds the Morrigan astride a river she has created. She is standing with one foot either side of the flow, washing herself. He realizes her creative power. They have sex, and the Morrigan assures Dagda that she will summon all the most powerful sorceresses and magicians of the country to cast great magic on his behalf and for his cause and the army of the Tuatha. She promises to destroy the king of the Fomorians, Indek, by draining his blood at his heart. As they are all standing on the battlefield, ready to begin the battle, the Tuatha leader, Lug, asks each of the deities what they will do in the heat of battle. The Morrigan states that she will destroy, confuse, and subdue the enemy and cast great magic. The battle wages for some time, but the Morrigan enters the fray and chants her magic. Immediately, the Fomorians' lines break and they run for the sea. The Morrigan is also a fate teller. She can be a frightening force who foresees the fate of others, and it is said she appears to the families of those who die in battle, washing their bloodied clothing. Your plant companion is vervain, and your crystal companion is citrine, which I do have. So if y'all don't know what citrine is, this is citrine right here. It's a yellow shiny stone. Love it. It is very powerful. Citrine is, honestly, it's really good at soothing anxiety. My mom said, when I'm having a bad day, I tell it things that I can't say here, but when I'm relaxing, it just scares me. Yeah, my mom definitely goes off on the spirits in the house. And it's funny because when she does, they leave her alone.
That's because she's showing strength back. Yeah, she's
right.
Showing.
When you show fear, this goes for everybody. When you show fear, that is what these negative entities feed off of. So it's like waving a sandwich in front of a homeless person or a starving person. I was going to say a homeless person who hasn't eaten, but it's like waving a sandwich in front of a starving person. And they're going to come back the next day and be like, hey, do you have another sandwich? Do you have another sandwich? And then they're going to be there 3 times a day and 4 times a day because you're feeding it. Yep. So, all right, Jules. Yeah, this card is definitely, I've gotten a few messages. So the first one is pick your battles. Okay. Pick your battles. Don't get involved in anything that doesn't have to do with you. I feel like there is someone who's trying to get you involved in their mess, but it's like, you've got your own things going on right now, girl. You don't need to be involved in anyone else's mess. You don't have to take sides unless you want to. 2 people that either you're close with or you care for, or that you don't care anything about, either one of them, are trying to get you to pick a side between them. Stand your ground. The universe is saying it would be a bad idea to pick sides right now. Okay. Secondly, it's like I feel like something's happened recently that either someone feels like they've taken your power away, or you feel like someone has taken your power away, and the universe is saying, like, it's still right here. You still have all of the power you had before and more, because whatever just happened made you so much stronger. Right now, you're wiser, you're more aware, you're less likely to repeat the same mistakes. You are learning and growing and changing at such a rapid speed, such a fast pace, fast rate. And that's okay. That's what the universe wants you to do, because the universe wants you. The quicker you learn the lessons and show the universe, prove to the universe you learn them, the faster you can move into alignment and into your top tier of your awakening. Right? And that's what I think most of us in here are striving for. So definitely do not choose sides. Protect your lands. Protect your property. Isn't it crazy that message would come up after you were burgled? Does it necessarily mean someone's going to do it again, or that someone's going to try to do it? No, but why take a chance? So take some extra security measures around your house. Mainly, don't invite in and I hate to say this, but don't invite in addicts or people that it's not about like it's not about the person you can't trust, right? It's the addiction you can't trust. In that case, don't invite untrustworthy people into your private and personal spaces. One thing my dad always taught me is home is where the heart is. You do not bring people to your home when you first meet them, or you do not bring untrustworthy people into your home. Now, does that mean you're to blame because that you got robbed? Absolutely not. You were trying to help. You were acting from your heart space like you always do, like most of us do. But the universe is saying, learn the lesson, girl. Do not feel bad in saying no next time. Excuse me, Nutslap. I've always been very, very, very self-conscious about my feet, and I am a size 9. All right? I said it. I'm a size 9. Well, I'm between an 8 and a 9, depending on the shoe, but 9. Miss Pixie, absolutely. Keep the low vibration people out. Who's next?
That Aunt Edna.
Aunt Edna?
Yes.
Well, I didn't hear you, sir.
Okay.
And I'm going to use Healing Heart.
I like you too.
You're a Bigfoot. Found one. Shelly said 10 and a half. Yeah, but I'm really lucky because my sisters have like this teeny tiny little girl feet. Okay. And my mom and I are the same shoe size, which means all of the awesome like Bear Paws and Uggs and other cool like patent leather studded Steve Madden boots that my mom's buy for herself, wears once and says, I don't like these. She can't give them to my sisters. So she gives them to me and then I get them.
You know what's funny is all us boys have like wear size 10s, 11s, and 12s. My mom was a size 8. My dad is like a size 6. He has the smallest feet I've ever seen a man.
That's horrible. And Edna says, ever see those videos with the invisible knocking on the door? Why do they always open the door? It kills me. Well,
you know, you're not supposed to open the door anyways because you literally invite it in as soon as you open it.
Well, I mean, that's true with some entities. But if you think of like the black-eyed kids or like vampires, opening the door isn't an invitation. But there are some really negative and lower vibrational spirits, even demonic, out there that all you have to do is open the door. The thing is, like, if you look through the people and no one's there, I would yell through the people, who's there? Can't see ya. And if nobody answers, you're damn right. I am not answering that door. And let me tell you another thing. I am so introverted at this point that if you don't tell me you're coming to my house or like ask me what I'm doing, if you just show up randomly at my house and you're not my mama or my kids, maybe Ghost Dragons, maybe like you guys, because you would come a long way, but I don't see why any of you would do that. So in general, if you're not my mama or my children, I will literally stand at my front door, which has a huge glass window that's open, no shade, and I will go the whole time as you knock. You are not coming in my house. That is so rude. So rude, especially at night. All right, Aunt Edna.
I almost about dad to sign it. It says, get off my porch.
Long Island Bigfoot said, my door is always unlocked. I feel bad for anyone who just walks in. I have this weird thing with locking doors. I almost incessantly lock, well, front, like doors into the home, not like bedroom doors, but like I'm almost obsessive about it. That's probably from living in Patterson my whole life, though, where like if you don't lock your door, you're getting robbed. Like somebody is walking in. I remember for a while, because I lived with several other addicts. I lived with 5 other addicts, and the guy who sold us our stuff, he didn't sleep in the house, but he was there all day long because it was better for him instead of, because they all delivered. So it was better for him than standing on a corner or then going out and delivering. He would make people come to him at our house. So we couldn't get enough keys made, and everyone kept getting messed up. Not me. I would keep getting the keys made, my dad and I. Finally, after like the 6th set of keys, I'm like, guys, I can't keep doing this. So my uncle Benny's like, okay. And he smashes the doorknob off. So there was just this hole. We lived like that for like 2 years. And I think that's where my obsession with locking doors now comes in. And people used to walk in. I woke up one morning with someone someone's standing over my bed looking at me like this. And I'm like, I go downstairs. I have like 3 uncles all sleeping on couches. I'm like, guys, you just let someone walk up into my room. It's like 6:45 in the morning. And my Uncle Dave's like, I told him to stop. And I'm like, what did you do? Say no, stop. That's probably what he did. So I told the guy, I'm like, my father's right next door. And he said to me, he's like, I just wanted, he asked me some ridiculous question. And I was like, get out of my, and I started screaming for my dad and he ran out. And as he ran out, he dropped like $260 on my bedroom floor. And I was like, jackpot. But what I did after that was I went and got a rubber thing from Home Depot. It was like this round thing with an open circle in the middle. Right. And I stuck that. I got lucky because my bedroom door and my closet door were like this to one another. So I stuck one on my bedroom door, one on my closet door. And then I got a big, thick wooden bar. And I would close both doors and stick the wooden bar there, and nobody was getting in. I mean, if somebody kicked the door in, yeah, they probably would have. But those are the lengths I had to go to, even though it's my dad right next door. And one time this girl wanted to like beat me up. So she kicked my door in while her boyfriend held my dad back in the other room. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Do not recommend addiction. Anyway.
What a
card number 21, Aunt Edna. Flirty hearts. Ooh, girl, let me find out. Have fun engaging your alluring nature. Backwards home robbery. Basically, yeah. Skechers. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, they do. I get so angry like when I'm on Amazon and I'll be like, oh my God, because I'm a boot girl. I love boots. I'm obsessed. I've got to have all the boots. And my mom loves them too. But every flipping time I go and I'm like, oh man, I love these boots. Got to have these boots. They only go up to size 8. And I'm like, kidding me. Because I guess 9 is considered a big foot for a woman, which is why a lot of companies don't make them. Thank you, Black Dragon. This past, what's today? The 23rd. So Monday, I had 54 months of recovery. Aunt Edna. Dear heart, I know how much you love to play, flirt, and have fun. That sounds like our girl. You adore expressing your hidden flavors and entertaining those whom you find interesting. You love uncovering the juicy, secret, spicy places within your lover's or a potential admirer's heart. When you open the gates to love, your inner self beautifies and swells with the warmest, sweetest sentiments. Seductive aspects that were previously asleep awaken, and aliveness pulses through your veins. You want to be seen, felt, known, and adored. Affection drips out of your core, and a scent of possibilities orbits your aura. The mystery of your inner riches hangs in the air, awaiting your next move. How fun it is to play and engage your alluring nature. Yet so often this part, which can captivate so many, gets hidden or turns brazen. I am ready, dear heart, for you to reveal to me your feminine and masculine charms, helping me to intrigue and titillate all those who appear in my romantic rendezvous. So I don't think you're out there, like I said before, in the club getting your flirt on, right? But what I am getting from this, thank you, Miss Jules, dead balls accurate, absolutely. What I am getting from this message is you may have been feeling not yourself lately, right? We know that you haven't been feeling yourself, and I feel like the universe is kind of giving you a warning, like, don't get caught in that. Don't get so used to not feeling like yourself that you're no longer yourself. And there is a risk here for that, or the universe wouldn't be bringing it to your attention. Make sure that you still, to the best of your ability, do the things that you love, and, you know, get up in the morning if you can and do a face full of makeup and get dressed for no reason, even if you're not going anywhere, even if you're not going to see anyone, because doing those types of things, even every once in a while, can make you feel a lot better. When you're ragging around all day, every day in pajamas and no makeup, if you usually wear makeup, you know, for me, it would be, I'd have to put at least some part of my face on, right? If I go days and days and days without doing anything, and lately, aside from the streams, I've been doing less makeup. But like, if I go like that for days and days, I just feel like so worn down. And I feel like that's what the universe is saying. Like, no matter what happens, always be true to your inner self, and let your outer self reflect your inner self more. I feel like you may have been neglecting that lately. And I think you have good reason, but this is the universe saying, like, make sure. And you know what? If you're feeling flirty, if you're feeling romantic, if you're feeling, you know, passionate, fiery, you know what I'm saying? Act on it if you can. I mean, plain and simple. Don't deny yourself simple pleasures, whatever those pleasures may be for you, simply because, you know, you feel like you're too sick, too, I don't know, old, too, I don't know, you know, too skinny. I don't know. Whatever the two may be there for you, because you are a badass, you are beautiful, and you are smart, and you deserve the best. Yes, Patterson, Miss Shelley, but with one T, ma'am. Did you guys ever see the movie Patterson about the bus driver and his last name is spelled with two T's and he drives a bus in Patterson? I don't know.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, Black Dragon said, Edna, that is what cuffs and rope is for. I don't know what's going on.
All kinds of kinky stuff, I guess. Anyways, Ralph is next, please.
So, Ralph, I got you. But Andrew said, I had a funny thought about you, Shelley, tripping and cussing like in Deuce Bigelow date night scene. I always think of Miss Shelley that way, like just giving the finger to the neighborhood kids. It's not a bad thing. I think it's hilarious. And I think you're another person that I would get along with so well in real life. It's just funny, like when I think of those things about you guys, because the fact of the matter is I don't personally know any of you except Ghost Dragons. I mean, that's the fact of the matter. I've never actually met any of you in real life, but I feel very connected to many of you. But it's funny. Oh my gosh, Miss Jewel says no, but I had a stalker named Scott Patterson who ended up unaliving his wife I didn't know he had in his basement 3 weeks after I last saw him. Girl, I hope you saged yourself, depending on where that relationship went, because you can contract, okay, STDs, spiritual, I don't know what their spiritual something diseases, okay, like spiritually traumatic diseases. You can get those through intercourse or any other kind of intimate connection with someone who has the attachments. You got to understand, someone with so many attachments, there's like not that much room for them to literally move, and there's not much for them to eat. So when they see a pure person with no attachments or with one or two, they're going to jump on that opportunity. Now, they can't just jump from one person to the next, but if you are intimately involved, if you hug someone, if you shake someone's hand, touch is the key. That's why I always tell you guys, don't be touching, people that you get a bad vibe off of, like even a fist bump. Like, no, like I'll elbow bump someone and then, it's funny, but it's actually very serious. All right. You said Ralph and Cassie?
Yes, I said you can always tell when I know a vibe when I get a vibe. Now I can't even talk. When I get a bad vibe from somebody and they want a fist pump, I do a limp wrist. Because it just takes that touch and I can pick up everything, and it scares me sometimes. So I just kind of, okay. I shook a guy in his hand the other day. He was a nice guy, but when I shook his hand, man, that guy had been through. I kind of felt bad for him, man. I saw everything. It was like, holy crap, dude. He's like, what? I go, you're good. You're good.
That's not one of my usual abilities, but every once in a while I will pick something up by like shaking hands. Now, if I touch someone and concentrate and pull their energy, and then yes, I can see things that have happened to them, but it's not like when I touch an object and I can see what happened. It's like not the same thing. But if I try to, I can, but that would be terrible. What a thing to have to get used to. Hey, the Bat Mom. Oh, Bat Mom's at work. Ralph and Kathy. Bat Mom, you have a personal coming from me too from September for for last month. Guys, don't forget PayPal and Cash App, Super Chat, Super Stickers. I'm broke till the second, just saying. Just putting that out there. But honestly, guys, thank you very much for coming in and hanging out. I love laughing with you all. You guys are hilarious. And that's what I love. Like this stream can go from seriously funny to really, really emotional in like the blink of an eye, but everyone still leaves okay and spiritually energized. That's the point. Like if that keeps happening, I'm doing what I want to be doing, what I'm setting out to do. And that's bringing people in the community together and just letting them be who they are. Because for so long, I think so many of us were not able to be who we are, you know? Unfortunately, there's some censorship because YouTube, but otherwise, I wouldn't care what you guys say as long as you weren't arguing or bullying one another. It wouldn't matter to me. I've heard it all, believe me. Ralph and Cassie Francis, I used the Seeker Oracle, and you got the card of an unfair judgment. Humans are by nature judgmental, even those who don't believe they are judgmental. It is a certainty that one person will form a judgment of another for good or ill, and at times that judgment will be based on nothing more than an impression or a feeling. There are times when we need to be judgmental. Using our good judgment can bring good into our lives. It can also bring toxic situations to an end or even save our lives. We make both good and bad judgments and base our behavior and decisions on them. Many an unfair judgment is born of an arrogant or ignorant belief that the person passing judgment knows better, is better. They are a better quality of person, better educated, more informed, of higher social standing or breeding. Our internal wounds also predispose us to judge others. The unfair judgments we make can be a reflection of the emotional wounds we still harbor. We pass judgments upon others based on our own insecurities. If a judgment passed by another causes us pain or inspires anger, it is often because we have passed an unfair judgment on ourselves already. Their words have shown a light upon a truth we do not want to accept. We all have a moral compass that helps us determine when one person is treating another in a way that is unethical, immoral, cruel, or unjust. Heed it and act. Stand by and support those who are judged unfairly. Ralph, remember, there will be times when we make hard but necessary decisions based upon our experience or how we have been treated. However, when we base our judgments on third-party gossip, rumor, or personal biases and insecurities instead of the facts, we risk making an unfair judgment that does others a great disservice or harm. So first, I want to say Long Island Bigfoots. I mailed out your box yesterday too. I mailed out the winner from our stream we did together's box. And Bat Mom, I mailed you out the golden obsidian, but it's coming in a big red padded envelope that I normally send books out in, like kind of like what I sent the necklace that you won in. Because I put the shirt that Arisha at Jive Creations gave me months ago when she sent my Pennywise stuff to gift out. And it's a shirt, it's a tank. I didn't know your size, but I figured you could gift it, or it probably will fit you, or hopefully will fit you. So it's a tank, it's a long tank, it's a racer back, and it has very brightly colored skulls, but it's the shirt that has like the rip in it. The rips all in the front that she does. They're just so beautiful. I wanted to keep it for myself, but it was given to me to gift. So it was going to be a surprise, but I want you to know what to look for. All right, Ralph, I'm getting a little bit off book here. So yeah, we don't want to be making biased judgments, but let me tell you something. There is nothing wrong with using a thought, a feeling, an instinct, an instinctual hit, or your intuition to judge somebody. Now, that's not to say you're judging them as a person, but you're judging whether or not you want them around you. That is okay to do until you get to know someone better, right? What's happening here, though, in your life, what I see in the next week or two, Ralph, is that you're not getting the whole picture about somebody or about something. And the reason you're not is because someone's keeping it from you because they have some sort of ulterior motive. And I feel like you could be judging something or someone unfairly based on what's being told to you by someone you trust. For example, no, don't talk to Bob. You know, he is messed up. That guy is messed up. Trust me, you don't want to hear anything he has to say. He is crazy. He will literally stalk you if he even gets 6 numbers of your phone number, you know, and you're like, ooh, no, don't want to mess with Bob. But really, that person doesn't want you talking to Bob because they cheated on you with Bob. I mean, I don't know. I'm just using that as an example. Obviously, that's not what's happening. but something like that. Somebody is purposefully trying to keep you from talking to someone, doing something, accepting some kind of offer. So here's the thing. In the next week or two, please make sure that you get all of the facts, all of the information. Do not take no one's word for anything in the next week or two. If you do, you're going to be seriously misinformed. All right? Trust what you know, what you see with your own eyes, and what you instinctually pull in. Okay, get the facts, honey, because you could miss out on either some great opportunity or some really important knowledge that you absolutely should know. Okay, who's next?
I want to make sure. Eris. We're going to go ahead and do Eris.
Eris. I'm going to use divine guidance. Oh, there we go. Eris, card number 43. I got to take some pictures of this deck for a background. They're really cute. Let's see. Sounds good. Thank you. As always, all my love and support goes out to you and Ghost Dragon. I hope you both have a great weekend ahead. I definitely do. My little guy and I are going to my mom's on Friday night, and we're not coming back until the 3rd. So it's going to be a really good time. We're going to go back to school shopping, or to school shopping, I guess, for my little guy, because it's his starting kindergarten. And I'm going to get my hair cut finally. It's going to be fun. I'm so looking forward to it. I still got to work, but I'm only writing and doing this stream while I'm there. I'm not doing anything else. So I'm trying to get readings done by the end of the week. Eris, Earth Angel. You truly are an Earth Angel. It's time to recognize and honor the beautiful spirit that you are. Once we are incarnated, we forget who and what we truly are. Now is your time to remember. Claim your wings, knowing you really do make a difference in the lives that you touch. And you do, honey, you do. You have many loving angelic beings with you to support you on your divine path. Feel safe in allowing yourself to follow the path that you are guided to walk. Whatever that path may be, you are ready to spread your wings and fly. Eris, in the next week or two, you could be coming into, a bunch of different opportunities, and you don't know which way to go because you want to accept them all, but you can only accept one, whether that's in love, life, career. It could be any area of your life, but you are faced with too many choices. The universe is saying, really think it through. Use your intuition. Pay attention to the downloads coming in specifically from your angels, because they are going to point you in the right direction. And as soon as you get that intuitive hit, you are going to know exactly which choice to take, which opportunity to accept, which person to be with, whatever the case may be. Do not try to make this decision on your own merit or of your own accord, however you want to put it. You need the help of your guides, of your entire spirit team, specifically the angels. And understand that more likely than not, honey, you are an Earth Angel. And you might want to look up what that means, because I don't really have the time right now to go into it here, but I think that it will bring a lot of new insights into not only who you are, but why you feel the way you do a lot of the times, why you are the way you are, and why what's going on with your life is. Ralph and Cassie Francis, thank you. Thank you so much. Love you much as well. And I really do appreciate it. Really, really do.
Okay, we're doing Mark next. Mark Halstead.
Mark, I'm going to use the Wonderland Oracle. Effingham, Illinois. Who lives in Effingham?
Effingham.
Somebody here lives in Effingham, because I remember writing down on a thing. Well, I guess don't say it, but I remember sending out a package and I had to write Effingham, Illinois on it.
That's great. I love it.
Ghosty finally got it right.
Well, I don't talk very good anyway, so I'm lucky
I
I
was
can
going to say, he doesn't
words.
speak very well, not squawk very good. He doesn't speak very well.
I don't do either. Either that, I'm really loud and scare people to death. She doesn't like when I talk in the car. I just happen to blur out stuff really loud.
The reason is because, yes, number one, he is super duper loud. And when you're in an enclosed space, it's even, and I have problems with this here. I got a bead stuck in it when I was little, and it had to be like removed because it went all the way down into my ear canal and hit my eardrum. So this side of my face, which would be the side I was sitting on from you, is very sensitive, even to like loud music, loud noises, so loud voices as well. But also because I like to listen to music and like horoscopes in the car, and I can't hear them if you're talking. So yes, I am guilty. I did yell at him multiple times for being too loud. So
That's
Mark,
pop all day.
Mark, the world's biggest cross is in Effingham, or one of the biggest. We didn't forget Josephine, did we?
No, we did Josephine.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You did her before Aunt Edna.
No, I didn't. I did not read for Josephine.
You sure?
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
So we'll do her next.
Yes, we'll do her next.
Okay.
That's on me. I swear I thought you did her.
It's okay. I just want to make sure we don't have
an
issue.
It's my fault. Yeah, I got it.
All right, Mark. Well, in our country, said Alice, still panting a little, you generally get to somewhere else if you ran very fast for a long time, as we've been doing. A slow sort of country, said the Queen. Now here, you see, it takes all the running you can do to keep in the same place. If you want to get somewhere else, you must run at least twice as fast as that. The lessons of your life are taking place at a fast rate, far too swiftly for you to process all of them. It seems you are only just keeping up with all the changes coming to you. You must work very hard to make any discernible progress, but only for now. You have been trying and trying to get ahead, and yet you always seem to be in the very same place. This could be in almost any aspect of your life, your finances, relationships, career, success, etc. At this point in time, the answer is to work even harder. Paranormal Pixie, good night. Please try to come back, because I forgot you had class, because I, for some reason, thought you were done with class. That way I can read for you, okay? Mark, you will not have to do this much work with this much effort perhaps ever again, but the only way out of your current situation is to accelerate, get intense, and push for the breakthrough that's only just ahead of you. You'll need to devote more time than you would wish, and sacrifices will need to be made. However, if you do this, you will push through the resistance and explode into the next stage of your life. Put all your effort into surging ahead and watch as you begin to move in the tiniest of ways ahead of where you've been. Once you take that lead, stay focused on where you're going, and you'll begin to leave the place you find yourself in now. When you push through, others will recognize the incredible dedication you have to your own life. That will inspire them to push forward with their dreams as well. One thing's for sure, the intensity of your approach brooks no resistance. Your movement and energy will drive away all stagnation. Now go. Divination, a time of very hard work, getting ahead, determination, and resolve to push through into the next stage. The urge to improve your status and be rewarded, moving quickly with strength and stamina, a great deal to process and integrate. And I think that last part there is the takeaway from the reading, Mark. I mean, obviously you want to listen to all of it, but mainly it's just like understanding the changes the universe wants you to make, okay? Listening for downloads, listening for the information to come to you and allowing it to flow through you. How do you do that? By asking. Just ask your spirit team. If you believe in God, then you want to ask God, you want to ask Jesus, whoever you believe in. If it's just, the creator, then start asking the universe. Okay? Tell the universe what you want and be very, very, very specific. You can't just say, I want to be a millionaire, right? It's got to be, I want $10 million in my bank by next month. Then you put the work behind it, and, the universe will give you opportunities to make that happen. State out loud reasonable and rational dreams and goals based on your situation, on your life, on your lifestyle. Obviously, like, I can't be like, I want $10 million by next month. I mean, it could happen. Maybe if I get my TV show and somehow really blow up, it's possible, but we want to be more realistic and maybe take baby steps, because the universe, it's like slow and go. Like, you have to be extremely, incredibly specific. And I feel like you just need to ask the questions that are on your mind. Like, why does A, B, or C always happen to me? What do I need to do to get ahead? Why, your who, what, where's, when's, how's, and why's need to be asked to your spirit team. And then you have that beautiful horse. Maybe while you're riding the horse or working with the horse or just with the horse, that peace that brings to you, start asking, because you'll be in a mind frame of peace, of being settled, and then you'll be able to more clearly hear the messages that are coming in so that you can incorporate them. Good night, Nightmare. Josephine, you're next, honey. You're right now. Josephine, right now. Josephine, I'm going to use the Divine Circus.
I thought you did her well, the only reason I said that was I thought you did her after Jules.
I didn't.
Okay. How did I skip her? I even had her star so I wouldn't forget.
Johnny Yuma, too.
I got him on here.
You're welcome, Mark. You guys are all welcome. Thank you all. Somebody lives in Effingham. It's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to have to look later. Greetings from Greece, Queen Machon. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I pronounce everything wrong. Welcome. And if you'd like a reading, just let us know. Tiger Angel, Josephine. Card number 4. We all have moments where we wonder if we're doing such a great job at this game of life. The idea of helping others might appeal, and yet when we have our moments of struggle in our own lives, we may question whether or not we are a good candidate to protect, guide, and nurture others. When the desire to create a positive contribution to the world exists in your heart, you must remember that such desire was placed there on purpose, for your life's purpose. The universe knows what you are capable of, and it believes in you. Even though you don't always realize it, you have the light of an angel and the fierceness of a tiger within you. You are capable of so much more than you realize. One of your spiritual gifts is the art of invisible influence. This empowers you to guide others without breaking the spirit of those you lead. You don't need to tell others what to do or how to be. You can simply hold a vision of them in your heart, a vision that sees them being and becoming all they can be. Your influence becomes powerful in the lives of others based on how you choose to live. Even if you don't say a word, your presence assists. Maybe your invisible influence extends to your family, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, or your clients. It might even be the world at large you are helping simply through how you choose to think and be in your own life. Josephine, there is truth in your heart, the truth that knows every being is loved and deserves to feel safe and live their life in freedom and truth. Your adherence to this truth can tame even the most fearful and resistant thoughts within you and the people around you. Remembering the ability you have to calm the heart and empower the soul creates a feeling of security within you. Your invisible influence also helps all beings to remember that there is no need for fear and that together we can create a world where all creatures are happy and free. It is Shelley. I didn't want to say, Shelley, don't you live in Effingham? Because I would never put your town out there. But since you did, I know. Yes. It just dawned on me. I knew someone did, and I know it's someone that I've written your address a couple of times, because we have someone in Rockford, Illinois as well. All right. Josephine, here's the deal. In the next week or two, I want you, or the universe wants you rather, to not try so hard, right? If somebody wants to be around you, they will be around you. If somebody wants to be with you, they will make time to be with you. If someone wants to give you a job, they will call you back about your resume or your application. I don't want you to try and force anything in the next 2 weeks, because you are going to be able to weed out nonsense opportunities and BS people in that time. Just use your instinct. Just look with your eyes and see if someone says they're going to do something, did they do it? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, goodbye. Boy bye, girl bye, bye bye. Okay, if they did do it, then you know that that person is a keeper. They're not disingenuous, and you can keep them around. You can start trusting them, because it's easy to keep 1 or 2 promises. It gets a lot more tricky when it's, you know, I promise to take care of you forever and you're never going to have to work, or I promise to buy you a brand new car on your 50th birthday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those bigger promises get harder and harder to keep. But once someone keeps a bunch of promises, then they earn your trust, right? They start to make people work for it. And we should all be listening to this message. Make people work for your energy, because once you expend energy on someone, it cannot be, the only thing that can happen is it's transmuted and given back in kind or more. Or it can be just wasted on that person. And once we waste and waste and waste and never get anything back, guess what? We become energetically depleted and at risk for attachment. And that includes demonic. I don't want you to try at all with anyone except the people you absolutely know you can trust. And of course, do things for yourself as well. You are going to really get I don't want to say a rude awakening, I'll say a wide awakening at least one person and who they really are by asking them simple questions. You said you promised you were going to do this. Are you still going to do that? Or, and be very blasé and casual about it. Don't be demanding. Don't cry. Even if you're upset, don't let them see it. Hold everyone accountable in the next week or 2 and watch how fast certain people start being weeded out of your friend group or your love interests. Ouch. No, Miss Smoochie, you sure didn't. These nails are so cute. I don't know if I've showed you guys yet, but they got the little owls on them. I'm already wearing Halloween nails just because I like Halloween designs. I've got a Jack Skellington and Oogie Boogie pair. Another one. Hopefully
it'll fit.
I was just going to say that. Hopefully it'll fit a finger other than the thumb. Yeah. Who's next?
Roger Blair.
Roger, let's use the Human Spirit Oracle.
After we do Roger Blair, we'll do the new person, Queen, if she would like one.
If she would like one, sure.
And because she said about asking a question.
Yes. So Queen, I'll call you Queen M because I'm not sure how to pronounce the last part of your name and I don't want to be rude. So this is a 1-card reading. I can certainly try to answer your question with 1 card. I'll do the best that I can. Usually it takes like an entire whole sit down reading and people don't normally ask questions, but you're always welcome to, and I will give it my best shot. Normally I can do it, depending on how complex the question is. So go ahead and ask your question because you're going to be next after I pull this card and read for Roger. Then it's going to be you, honey. Roger, Cry for the Moon. Card number 31. Hey, Cuzzo, welcome.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
Roger, have you heard the moon can make you do crazy things? True fact. Have you ever wanted something so bad that you would plead or barter your soul? A need so strong that you would almost give up who you are? What have you allowed to have that much power over you? Bobby, my mom's in chat. She's mom. Sometimes when something we want is out of reach or impossible, it is for good reason. It's not that we don't deserve it or that we aren't worthy of the things we want. It's often that the universe has to make room for something even better in our lives, something that maybe we don't even realize we need. So, Roger Blair, you may not know what this is, but you might know what it is, okay? So if you don't know what it is, don't panic because in the next week or 2, you will understand. There is some situation in your life that you are desperate to control. You not control in a sense of like you want to puppeteer someone, but in a sense that like you want to, let's say it's a person, you want to be with this person and no one can tell you any different. There's nothing anyone can say. There's nothing anyone can do. But the problem is this person is not reciprocating. There's nothing you can do to get them to just be with you. And you don't understand why. The universe is saying, at least for the next week or two, just let that go. Just let it go. And, you know, if it is a person, you know, like the old adage, someone you love, you let them go. If they come back, they're yours. If they don't, they never were. And it's kind of like that situation. If it's like a job opportunity, there's something here that you want so, so, so bad. But it's like no matter what you do, you can't seem to obtain it. That's because the universe is saying you deserve better. And I know you're probably like, Gemma, but what's better than my biggest dream, goal, wish? The universe knows more than you do what your soul is seeking, not what your humanness is seeking, what your soul is seeking. And I guarantee you that if you just let go of what and or whoever this is in the next 2 weeks, something even better will present itself to you if you're paying attention. Bobby, I'm sorry to see that. I don't know your Aunt Elaine, so I guess that's from your mom's side. But I'm really, really sorry to hear that. I really, really am. And I will reach out to your mom, to Aunt Audrey as well. Yeah.
Okay, now Queen hasn't answered
Okay.
back.
So Miss Queen from Greece, if you're here, this is the second time we will call you. If you have a question, put it in the chat because you're up. So if you're listening, come back in.
Yes, please. I'm just scanning, making sure I don't miss any more people. I think I got everybody now. I can't believe I missed her.
It's okay. I'm glad I caught that because
yeah, I am too, because I would eventually, but
and I used to do it too when I kept the list. It's a lot. I know. I'm no shade at all. I remember what it's like. Trust me.
She says
I never went a week without missing somebody.
Yeah. She says that though, then I get the frying pan later. No, she's real sweet about it. She just uses a rubber ducky, beats me softly with it. So,
Next.
Queen.
I know that's creepy, right?
Yeah. I look even creepier when I do it.
My mom says, Bobby, she's saying she's so sorry and she's going to call your mom tomorrow because she just talked to her about it last week. Yeah, I'm going to get in touch with her as well.
Much blessings. Queen, did you leave? We'll give you one more try.
Back in. Yeah, if she comes back, wait a few minutes and see.
Yeah.
People do that, and I think my talking turns a lot of people off, or they don't realize that like I have to talk so much to get a message through. It just kind of does sound, if you're new here and you have no idea what I'm about and you've never been in here before, it does sound like I'm just talking nonstop.
Yeah, but it's good because you communicate with everybody and they don't understand. When they first come in, they're like,
it just seems like a lot like, oh, this is just this chick talking the whole time. Okay, bye. And I do get that a lot. I do get that feeling from people that they don't understand the concept of what I'm doing. And therefore it seems like I'm just yip yapping away. I mean, I am, but it's all for a purpose.
Yeah, for the make connection. Yeah, for the make connections.
Who's next? Who's next?
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do Nut Slap, then Miss Price.
Prince.
I always say that wrong. I used to do that all the time.
Nut Slap. I'm going to use the Vampire Oracle.
Prince. I know you're in here, Nut Slap.
Andrew Gnome Trucking said, my dad was Vietnam vet in the Air Force. We watched Unsolved Mysteries together sometimes when we didn't know what to say to each other. And you know what? That's okay. Bonding moments are just as good as talking when you're, you know what I mean? You're still connecting.
That's all right, Robert. That's okay. You just relax and enjoy it.
Hang out.
Relax and enjoy it.
All right. Nut
You're
Slap.
laughing at me, Cynthia. Everybody does. You're good.
Witness, to know. Personal evidence, to speak out. Card number 29 in Le Vampire Oracle. Oh, who else is okay? So there's 2 shows that I watch religiously. One of them only had 1 season. One of them had like 13 seasons. So American Horror Story. Hated it last year. Hated it. It was horrible. It was ridiculous. It was disgusting. Wanted nothing to do with it, but I did watch it all the way through to see if like the ending was like the ending ruined the entire thing last year. But I'm looking for them to redeem themselves this year, even though Kim Kardashian has been cast. Now, the other one is Interview with the Vampire. What? Have you guys watched that? Damien and I watched it together.
Well, I was watching it with you there for
I was
a
going
while.
to say, I was going to say someone else. You were there. You had to have been. Someone else has never been in my mom's house. That the new season is coming in either September or October. And let me tell you something. I cannot wait. I'm actually going to start watching reruns of the first season to catch myself up. And I'm going to tell Damien to do the same thing. Robert Haywood Jr. says, I just need to be with family and friends right now. That's why I came in tonight. And you know what, Bobby? That's exactly how I want people to feel. Yes. And I want you to be comfortable, even if you don't really feel like talking. You know, we are here. And I think just the energy of this room will at least help take some of the weight off. Okay. So you hang out for as long as you like, honey. Lotus girl, I'm 1 step ahead of you. We already did your reading. Go all the way back to the beginning. You were the second reading we did, and this is your card. Looks kind of like a spider.
Lotus, here, write this down. It's 2246.
All right, Nut Slap. I'm glad you came in. Ghost Dragons, please remind me to take that picture for Arisha when we're done.
I will. I got it written down, so you're good.
Nut Slap, to have seen what you once thought was only a rumor or only hearsay or perhaps even made up means you have changed and you have seen us. You have seen spirits. You have seen the play of colors around a human being, their auric field telegraphing information to you at all times. You have experienced the dream that comes true in the weeks after you saw faces in the night. You have spoken with the nature spirits and you have come to know there is more than what so many humans wish to admit is true and alive in the world we all share. Vampires like us, we are said not to exist, but you know there is more here on this planet than anyone can ever begin to dream of. You know we are true, and you have witnessed something of late that others still deny is quote-unquote real. But you are now a witness, and having seen, you can't unsee. Knowing you can no longer deny. It is not that we wish for you to tell all of your knowledge, all of your new knowledge. It is that we wish you to not lie to yourself, to no longer agonize over questions of whether what you saw and felt and understood is true. There is so much on this planet of ours. Think of it. And you and I, though so different, are between us only 2 types of millions of variations on the extraordinary creatures there are. Who is either of us to deny the truth of the wonder that is the planet and all the manifestations of life upon it? You have seen what some say is untrue. Know that it's not a lie. It would be a lie and harmful to you to deny what you know after the gift of this knowledge. Blessing. The veils of illusion and deceit have lifted. While this can be painful, it's also a great blessing to know the truth. Do not doubt your experience. Curse. It can be tempting to protest against being lied to or hurt. Know that the road you are on will take you to many places. And this stop on your journey was necessary for you to take the next steps. Wiser. You are now set free. There's no curse with this card at all. This is the only card in the deck that there's no curse. Okay. Lucky ducky. In working with this card, know that what you have seen and felt is true, Nut Slap. Another may deny that you have witnessed the true thing. But having seen and now knowing, you have a duty to never again lie to yourself. Accept the evidence of your experience and honor it within your heart and within your words. When wisdom demands you speak freely, there are some who would betray your confidence. Others will share your experience and become your kin when you share wisely. So Nut Slap, I don't really know what's going on with you. And this could certainly be something like someone has been lying to someone you know. Like, I'm just going to use this as an example. Say you have a sibling and that sibling has been lying to your mom for months and months and years about something major, just to say get money out of her. And you've known all along that there was something fishy about the story, but your mom is like, no, there's no way my baby would lie to me and everything's good and you're full of crap, and your sibling is like, mind your business, like I'm not lying. And you finally have the receipts. You have the proof. What the universe is saying is, in this case, believe it or not, your job is not to convince your mom. It's not even to show her the receipts. Let me tell you why. A narcissist or a toxic person, you can show them receipts all you want, a picture of them doing what they told you they were not doing. Okay. You can catch your narcissistic partner in bed with another person, take a picture of it and show it to them later and say, I caught you. Do you know what they'll say? You are effing crazy and have something wrong with you that you're walking into people's rooms and taking pictures. That's not me in there. You've got a problem. And then you're like, wait, I'm not crazy. No, this is. And then the conversation has now flipped and turned about you being crazy. And it's not about what they initially did in the first place. Whereas a regular liar will say, oh my God, you caught me. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, or whatever the case. That's the kind of energy you're dealing with. Okay. It is not for you to reveal whatever this is to everyone involved. What it is for you to know yourself that you were right all along and accept that validation. And if you feel the time is right, to let the person being lied to know. If you are the person that's been being lied to, take the proof. Do not try to talk yourself out of it, and do not be talked out of it. Okay? Like, oh yeah, that picture that someone sent you, yeah, but that was before I knew you. I mean, seriously, I would never do that. And then you're like, what is it? Don't question the proof that's right in front of your freaking face. Don't do it. I can't stand when people do that. And the reason I can't stand it is because I do it all the time. I've gotten a lot better with it though lately, I got to tell you, but that is one of my biggest things. It's like, I know what's going on. I see it. I don't just know it like intuitively, like I see it, I feel it. It's in everything someone does. And I'm just like, well, I can't prove it, maybe. And then I get the actual proof and I'm trying to like twist it around to make it fit my narrative that somebody didn't just do me completely dirty. And that's what the universe is saying. Do not do that. This is not a rose-colored glasses scenario. Now, another message I'm getting, there are two, is about spiritual experience. I do feel like if it hasn't happened yet, in the next week or two, you are going to get a visitation from a spirit, an ancestor, a relative, a random spirit walking down the street. And you are going to see this. You're going to be approached by and see what and or whoever this is. And I think you're going to get the shock of your life, honestly. The way that they're showing me you, it's like, wow. It's actually pretty funny. That is simply so that you can understand that maybe some things you've been thinking or pondering about lately, maybe you've been wondering, like, about spiritual awakening or spiritual truth, or about, or like whatever it is, you've been second guessing something. And this is the universe just giving you the proof that you need to reinforce that what you're seeing, feeling, and experiencing is true. It's true. It's happening.
Okay. Next is Cynthia.
What's funny? Miss Cynthia, I'm going to use For the Love of Dragons.
Aw. Me and
There was something else.
Appreciate that.
Something I wanted to say. Someone say bacon?
Yep, bacon. There's the room cleared out real fast, so we went to go get some bacon.
Did a lot of people leave?
Nah. Well, Chillin' Charlie will be back.
Lara will be back probably.
Yeah. Kirby just comes in and says hi.
Nightmare laughs. Yeah, I guess some people did leave.
And Three Souls just listens, so.
Can you guys just give me 1 sec?
Hi, Pammy.
Pancakes! All right. I put in what are the most haunted towns in New Jersey? And it gives me most haunted places in New Jersey. Okay, here we go. I'm very curious now. I know Cape May is probably the most haunted. I've never seen more spirit in my life than in Cape May.
I don't know. I think Atlantic City would probably be pretty hot.
Wow, it is. But okay, so the first two places I've never heard of. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've never heard of any of these places except 3. So how about this? Wait till y'all hear number 7. So number 1 is Ong's Hat, New Jersey. Number 2, Pleasant Mills. They're probably down south. That's why I never heard of them. 3, Cape May. 4, Harrisville. 5, Feltville. 6, Batstow Village. 7, Double Trouble. There's no way. I've got to be reading this wrong. There's no way there's a town in New Jersey called Double Trouble. I've never seen a sign for that ever in my life. 8, Millbrook. 9, Raritan Landing. 10, Walpack Center. 11, White's Bog Village. This sounds like, I've heard of Waterloo Village. I went there on a field trip. Number 12 and number 13, Port Elizabeth. You guys are going to hate me, but I've got it. Is there a town in New Jersey called Double Trouble? I've got to be reading that wrong.
I was just going to pull it up on MapQuest.
Yes. Double Trouble was once a company town in the heart of the New Jersey Pinelands, down south by the Barrens. New Jersey Pine Barrens, Double Trouble Village, Double Trouble State Park. Wow. And what the heck, Ong's Hat? When I'm done with this stream, I'm going to have to look this up. Okay. Pam, I told you I'm here. I can't be here in the middle of a stream unless you want to talk about it in the stream. But if it is what I think it is, then maybe it's better in the long run if he let you down. And I know that's not what you want to hear right now. I wish I could do so much more for you. And I wish that I can tell you that if you just stick to it, you'll be fine in the long run. But I know ain't nobody want to hear that. Now my Wi-Fi is seriously acting up big time. So if you guys end up that you can't hear me, please let me know and I'll try to back out. Damn it.
Yes,
we're doing so
well.
All right, Cynthia, sorry about that. Andrew at Gnome Trucking, I covered the Myrtle Plantation on my channel, and I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed with that place. It was like all of these rumors and photoshopped pictures. Yeah, no, of course, yes. I know. I would never talk about it in stream. I'm just saying, message me, and I'll message you back tonight after stream if possible. If not, I will message you tomorrow. You've got it. You'll be okay. You're going to be okay. Cynthia, thank you for allowing me to take that detour and not complaining. I like Cindy's. Cindy's are good people.
Yep.
Do you know the name Cindy means belonging to the moon, of the moon, and moon goddess? Well, that's what Cynthia means. Just Cindy means the same thing. My mom says I always wanted to go to Myrtle's Plantation. I know you did. And once I start making more money, I'm taking you on a round the country trip to haunted places, or we'll go, I don't know, where is the Myrtle's Plantation? Is that in Louisiana?
I want to take you guys to here. I want to bring you all here and take you to the mounds and all the serpent mounds. And
where's the Myrtle's Plantation?
In Louisiana.
I was going to say, I want to take my mom to Louisiana on a haunted tour, and we're just going to stay for the whole week, maybe the weekend, like whatever it is, and we're just all day long going to go to haunted places and eat awesome food and have slumber parties in the hotel room. I'm telling you, Mom, it's in our future. I'm going to do that for us. It's been a goal of mine for years. It's happening. All right, Cynthia, I know that because my government name is not Cynthia, but it's Cindy. And I say that on this stream, even though I get mad at Steven for doing it, but that's because there's no new people in here that I worry about stalking me, even though they can watch it afterwards. But you know what? When I meet another Cindy, I have to tell them. My mom said Aunt Teresa just talked to me about going. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. So much fun. All right, Cynthia. It's almost impossible to recapture the whimsy and wonder of childhood in this present world with all of its demands. But dragons are nothing if not friends of the impossible. This moment is calling you to the innocence of daydreaming. Search the clouds for friend shapes. Watch the butterflies meander, relax, bask. This earth can hold the gravity of your dragon heart so that your spirit can soar weightless and free into the skies of possibility. Imagination and inspiration are calling you, girl. Answer from the heart. Yeah, you need to get out there and have some fun, but it's not just about having fun, like, you know, taking yourself dancing or out to dinner or hanging out with friends or having girls' nights. Cynthia, this is talking about like having some fun in your head and imagining and daydreaming again, maybe creating art or coloring. It's like going back to the simplicity of childhood. And the reason that this is coming up, like there's always a reason. The universe isn't just telling you to do something because it thinks it's funny or thinks you're going to have fun.
That was me. I did that. I typed in the wrong box.
Okay.
Yeah, it was me. I realized what I did. I'm sorry. Mom, that was me talking. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now.
The universe always tells us to do these types of things for a reason. And I feel like it's because it's going to not only open your mind to the simplicity of life in general, because you may be feeling so overburdened, but I think it's also going to, or actually I'm seeing it, that it's going to, when you let yourself go like this and you kind of just forget about your problems for, even if it's just a few minutes a day for the next week or two, to, you know, imagine what your life's going to be like when you get older. Even if you are older, it doesn't matter, right? Go back to the daydreaming of childhood, the wonderment, the awe. And the reason is because you are going to be zapped with a download. You might not see it as that. It might just be like, oh, I got an epiphany. Those are downloads. Epiphanies are downloads, 100%, whether they're coming from extraterrestrials, spirit, whatever. That epiphany is coming in about what you are supposed to do with a big problem, something that has been weighing on you and weighing you down for quite a while now. Okay. Once you stop worrying so much about it and let yourself focus on something fun, something whimsical, you are going to receive the answer in the most unexpected of ways. But if you continue to just focus on whatever this problem is or whoever this problem is, the answers are going to elude you because it's an outside of the box type solution. Okay. It's not something you're just going to think of. It's going to come to you when you drop the worries, let your guard down a little bit and do something nice for yourself and do something fun. So, Mom, when I come, we're going to go for haircuts. RJ needs one. His hair puffs out and he looks like a little lion. He goes, I look like a lion. I'm like, yes, you definitely do. He has thick hair, unlike me. He has his daddy's hair. But also I want to go and do his school shopping while I'm there because I get paid on the second. I am flat broke till then, but I get paid on the second and we're just going to have so much fun. I'm just so excited. RJ's excited too. She's back. All right, Pam, I didn't read what you said. Who's after Cynthia? Welcome back, Pixie. Yeah. Oh, Pam, I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry. I hate when people do that. When people offer to help someone with something that they didn't even ask for help for, and then they just completely blow it off. Yes, thank you, Mother. My mom saw the haircut in the video that you were reviewing. Not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before, when I was wearing the plaid tank top. It was gray and pink plaid tank top, and I had the bang. So she's like, oh my gosh, your hair looks so nice. I'm like, yeah, I know. That is the haircut I've been trying to get the last 3 times I went for a haircut. But the problem is I didn't have any photos of it. Now I do. So now I'm not getting out of the chair until they do my hair the right way. I'm still going to wear my wigs, though. You're on mute, so if you're talking, I can't hear you. Who's
I was
next?
a little
I'm sorry, you did
disappointed
say
when
it.
I took you that time. Okay. Next is Vixen Doe.
Lotus Girl. Well, you've been focused on so much other than spirit, and you've been relaxing, but you've been like passed out because you're exhausted and sick. That's a big difference than taking a time out to meditate or do some yoga. I didn't even get a chance to do my yoga today.
Vixen, are you still here?
Vixen Doe, are you still here, sweetie?
I hadn't seen her talk for a while.
Behave in the chair. I was so nice to the lady last time, even though she was rude to me, that my mom's like, my God, you don't shut up. She's like, I could hear you all the way over here. I'm like, obviously, like, you've been in my stream. I never stop talking because all day long, every day, I'm home alone by myself. I don't talk at all. So when I get around people, I'm like, I don't know how to act anymore.
That's like why I talk loud sometimes, because I'm talking to an old man all day, and it's like, hey, get here.
My daughter's the same way, though. And me and her get together. My mom and her adopted mom just are like,
okay. Well, we're going to put Vixen on hold.
Yeah, that's weird. I wonder if she said that she was leaving and we just didn't catch it.
I didn't. Yeah, I've been watching. That's why like I said, that's why it screwed me up when I missed Josephine. Johnny Yuma, are you still here, or did he leave too?
I think Johnny's still here, but let's just make sure.
Johnny Yuma, if you're still here, please say yeah. And then after that is New England.
All right, so Mama, we'll be here when you get back. Johnny Yuma, if you're here, let us know. New England Dirt Roadie, if you're here, let us know. I realized too that I'm about to run out of my shake.
Again?
I've got to manage my money a little bit better. And I think it's going to be a lot easier, even though I only made one school payment this month, but I still think it's just going to be easier in general, not only on me, but on my family, when we don't have to pay a ton of money for school every week or camp.
Okay, New England is here. So
right.
Go ahead and do him, and then if the other two, I'll put the other two on hold just in case they pop back up or say hey.
Mom, I hope you brought us with you to go smoke, so you're not out there by yourself. I guess I guess you're on your phone, because then you wouldn't be typing. At first, I was like, she must be watching on the TV, but no, she's typing. All right, New England Dirt Roadie, I am using the Fairy Tale Oracle. Okay, my favorite deck. I have chosen a deck as my favorite. It is this one. I love so many of them, but I think this one is definitely my favorite. I'm a little worried about Blue Crossroads. I did not get a text from him that he was not coming, and normally I would. And he said he had a rough night, so... All right, Mr. Netter. Guys, don't forget, from here on out, remote personals are $20 each. So if y'all want one or need one, $20 to my PayPal or Cash App, and I will do them for whatever the next month is. So I really don't want to take any more for September, since I'll be on vacation next week. But if you really want one, that's okay. Otherwise, I'll be starting the first week of September for October's, taking money for that or whatever. Just put, when you send it to the PayPal or Cash App, what month it's for. Okay. Because I've got some people that I'm reading for, they want one in December because December is their birthday. They've paid me. I've written it down in I have a book that has just readings in each month. So I know who's going where. New England Dirt Roadie, you got card number 20, the red shoes. She danced and she danced, and she was forced to dance through the gloomy night. The shoes carried her over stack and stone. She was torn till she bled. She danced over the heath till she came to a little house. Here she knew dwelt the executioner, and she tapped with her fingers at the window and said, come out, I cannot come in, for I am forced to dance. And the executioner said, Thou dost not know who I am, I fancy. I strike bad people's heads off, and I hear that my axe rings. Don't strike my head off, said Karen. Then I can't repent of my sins, but strike off my feet and these red shoes. No worries, Vera. Welcome back. Hans Christian Andersen uses a symbol of red shoes in more than one fairy tale, and they symbolize, when given up gladly for friendship and love, a sacrifice because they are so valued and treasured. But in this tale, a trickster, the devil, almost in his guise as he appears in the traditional tarot, offers a young girl red shoes. She covets them and misunderstands what they are because her greed for them is all-encompassing, so she accepts them. They are more important to her than her relationships, her community, and respect. This is the key to the story, that all things that lead to our addiction and compulsion that can control and enslave us are most often offered to us, and they begin to chip away at what makes us good people. All addictions hurt us, not only physically, they destroy us ethically. So the first lesson when we receive this card is to know when to say no to an offer we find really hard to resist. But no, we should. In this tale, the young girl's shoes are activated to do what they're meant to do. They dance. But they have no interest or concern for the young girl who wears them. They spin and turn until she's exhausted and weeping and out of control. This is the same with all compulsions, addictions, and things that start out as simple fun. This is how addiction begins, and her desire for the shoes overrides everything. Just as addicts steal from those they once loved, the craving overwhelms all love. It becomes the reason for living, and it can kill us. The only solution for the girl is to beg for the woodcutter to chop off her feet. A horrible, horrible option, but she begs for him to release her from the shoes, which will not come off otherwise. So she sacrifices her feet and begins again, broken and crippled, and yet she goes on. And life begins again, and she creates a life where she has learned and suffered and changed, but which now is within her own control. All right, Ms. Vera. This card asks you to consider a radical, strong solution to a very difficult problem. It could be a relationship that feels out of control, or your devotion or addiction to something that started as recreation, a desire, a longing, something you thought would be wonderful and give you a great deal and take nothing. Except it has taken, perhaps even taken over your life. You need to seek help, and you need to break the chains, cut yourself free, and start again. This could be painful and difficult, but it will result in being free to be yourself again, even a whole lot wiser and able to help others who wish to embrace the curse of the beautiful red shoes too. Choking on ragweed pollen. Give me one sec, guys. All right, New England Dirt Roadie. I could smell it all in my nose, and it's gagging me. Johnny, we called you. We just called you. If you want to wait till I'm done with New England's, I'll do you right now. But we did call you, honey. We called you like 5 minutes ago. Just hang out for like 2 minutes, and I'll pull a card for you real quick if you can. New England Dirt Roadie, I don't feel like you have an addiction, really. I do feel like there could be something you're obsessing about, or something that you really, really want badly, but you don't know how to get it. And because of that, it's like it'll put you in a dangerous situation. Could be. No, I smell it. I smell the pollen. Puts you in a dangerous situation because you're after something that you don't know how to get. So what you're looking in all different places and trying to find different ways and new ways to figure out how to get what you want. So Johnny Yuma, if you hang out until I'm done with this card, I'll read for you because we did call you. So please don't leave. So New England Dirt Roadie, it doesn't have to be like an object, like you want, bananas. It could be that maybe you want to meet people, you want to interact with people, you want your life to expand more. It could be something like that. And that puts you at risk for dishonest people, dishonest proposals, and ridiculous propositions that may actually end up looking good to you because of the fact that you just want it so bad, you're willing to believe anything. And I'm not saying that is what it is. Could be something completely different that I'm not seeing. In the next week or two, you'll find it out. beware of something you want so bad that you're willing to overlook bad behavior. You're willing to overlook that you're willing to overlook anything that's negative, right? Because we always want to keep our boundaries, want to enforce our boundaries. If you're willing to let your boundaries down, to let your guard down, to let someone you really don't trust in on the slim chance that this is going to happen for you, or they're going to offer you this or give you this, you are in a risky, dangerous situation. Well, that's the card, baby boy. So I would be on the lookout for the next week or two. Johnny Yuma, did you leave or do you want your reading, honey?
Did he leave?
I wonder if he's on a delay and he doesn't hear what I'm saying to him.
No, because we did call him.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if he's on a delay and like in 5 minutes.
Yeah, because Miss Shelley's coming up and Vichi's up and they're not coming up in chat either.
Just let me see if he answers, because I don't want him to leave. When people say, well, I can't wait any longer, it makes me feel bad, because it's like if I wasn't talking so much, then I would have gotten to the reading quicker. But we did call him, so.
I will, Mark. Thank you.
I was just going to say what he said. So Vici, Miss Shelley, and Johnny, like I said, I will read for you right now if you let me know you're still here. And Vici, Miss Shelley, just let me know that you're here. I see Smoochie. I see Richard Elmore. New England Dirt Roadie, you're a great judge of character, but that's the thing. Whatever this is that's being offered to you sounds so good that you're not even thinking about the fact that you judge this person as untrustworthy. You're just thinking to yourself, wow, that sounds amazing. Gimme. And I know that sounds like that's not me. That's not me at all. But that's all of us at some point or another when it comes to whatever it is. I guess he left. I don't know.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead and do Smoochie, then Richard. When you're ready.
Character is a feeling. All right, Smoochie, then Richard Elmore. So Smoochie, I'm going to use Dylan Waits. A lot of people's Wi-Fi is going in and out. I just feel like the way he said it was like he was irritated with us.
Right.
And, I don't like that because it makes me feel bad. Okay, so Smoochie, you got the Evil Queen, card number 9. I am the fairest of them all, or at least I used to be. Lately, my magic mirror had the nerve to tell me that my stepdaughter Snow White is even fairer than me, which led me to some jealous rage, as you can imagine. I cannot let anyone dethrone me, so right now I'm evolving a diabolical plan, including dark forests, cruel hunters, and poisoned apples, and we'll see who's the fairest after all. I can feel jealousy, rivalry, and unhealthy competition here, and believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Are you the jealous one, or are you surrounded by envious people? In both cases, be very cautious. A heart that's filled with jealousy can play many evil little tricks that lead to chaos and destruction. So if you want calm and freedom of mind, keep out of this meaningless rivalry. By doing so, you'll be the smartest of them all. Yeah, definitely being pulled into something. Somebody else got a card like this earlier, like being pulled into some situation that you don't want to be in and that you really have no business being in. There's Miss Shelley. And it's like, you don't want to take either side. You really don't feel like, it has anything to do with you. And there probably is an obvious side that you want to take, right? But the universe is saying, don't, sit this one out, because you're going to end up being the bad guy in the end if you do. On the other hand, too, so this message is twofold. I do see some sort of jealousy brewing around you. Now, I don't think it's coming from you, but it's definitely being aimed at you. So you're either going to receive an opportunity or you just received an opportunity. There's something going on in your life that someone else, as usual, is looking in your face and going, oh my God, that's so great. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And then they turn around and try to sabotage you every which way but loose. Okay, it is you. Okay, so I wasn't expecting that because I didn't see it that way at all. So maybe you have jealous people around you that are jealous of you while you're jealous of them. The universe is saying, okay, it's okay to have a ting of jealousy, right? It's okay. Don't let it overwhelm you, right? Remember who you are. You're a badass bee, right? You got this. It's normal to feel some jealousy every once in a while. But this card is about letting that jealousy take you to such an extreme that, you know, she's willing to hurt her own child, you know, her stepchild, but still it's her, you know, Snow White is essentially her child. And it's over something so petty because jealousy in the end is always petty. So here's the thing. Don't get involved in other people's mess. You have no business being involved in, even if you really want to, because you think one person is absolutely right and one's absolutely wrong. This is not your fight to fight. It's not your battle to fight. And you will end up the bad guy as in the end. As far as the jealousy, it's all right to feel that way sometimes. But don't let it get you to a point where you're alienating people, acting crazy, doing crazy things, saying crazy things, thinking crazy things. I mean, of course, you're going to think crazy things if you're jealous because jealousy is crazy, but we all feel that way sometimes. It will be an endless cycle of horror if you don't just have a moment, understand what it is, where it's coming from, and move on from it. Smoochie, I know the feeling. I can't imagine what you would be jealous of. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I was just waiting for you to finish. Richard Elmore.
Richard Elmore. And Miss Vici, if you're here, please let us know.
Well,
Richard, I'm going to use the signs of the times. A lot of people have been having issues with their Wi-Fi too. Divine Empathic, are you still here? Okay, I guess this card wants to come out. Richard, you got stars, the card of divine guidance. Card number 33. Looking up at the stars at night can be a magical and almost spiritual experience. They are a reminder that we are all here on a rock, floating in the middle of a mysterious universe. If you are seeking direction or guidance, you will receive answers and clarity soon. The human experience is linked to the stars for centuries. Navigators have used them to learn where they are on Earth. Astronomers have used them to learn where we are in the universe, and astrologers have used them to help us find our place or both. In both. Right now, you may be unclear or on different areas of your life or wondering why certain things are happening. Spirit is asking you to connect by setting intentions, asking for divine guidance, and looking up for answers. Allow the universe to work its magic by asking from the heart and being open to the way the answers come to you. You will be pointed in the right direction. The stars will tell you where you are. Additional meanings: have faith in yourself, clarity on what direction to go next, an epiphany, vivid dreams or dream visitation, spiritual exploration, optimism about the future, stargaze to relax. Epiphany, how fortuitous, right? Oh, I see, Smoochie. That's not unreasonable, though, for you to have felt that way, right? I mean, in reality, you're the one doing everything, right? It's kind of like when you're pregnant and everyone pays so much attention to you, and then the baby's born and nobody pays attention to you anymore. And you had 9 whole months of people doting on you and on and over you and loving on you and doing everything for you. And then the baby comes out, and in a split second, you are no longer the most important person. And nobody comes to see you. Nobody wants to know. I mean, people might ask how you're doing, but it's like, oh, let me see the baby. How are you doing? And it's like, you don't want to feel jealous of your kids, but it's natural. You know what I mean? You just did all the work and you were so used to the attention. It's a human thing. Shelly, I think you're fine, honey. So, Richard, what this card is saying is you are going to, like I just said, be receiving downloads that you might think of as epiphanies. Whatever you think of them, you're receiving them. I think the problem here, though, is that you're not paying enough attention to what the universe is trying to tell you. It's too noisy in your head. You have to find a way to relax, release, let go, have some fun, maybe get some alone time so that you can sit and really think. You don't have to really meditate, but think, think about what's going on in your life. And those answers are going to come in, especially if you ask them to. So if you ask the universe, like, what's the answer to this question that I really need to know? And then if you sit back and really listen, you'll get those answers. And Richard Elmore, I don't know if you're religious or not, but if you are, maybe get back to church or maybe explore religion. And I'm not saying religion is for everybody, you guys. I'm not pushing religion. I'm simply saying if that's something that you already are interested in, maybe go back to that. And if not, talk to the universe, okay? Ask the universe the question, sit, talk to your father and let him talk back to you. It may not be verbal speech in your ear, but you will hear him in your head. You may even see him. You may sense him. I'm telling you, over your shoulder, behind you, and like I see like this. Like it's okay. Like that, like I don't know, have you been having feeling up here, like maybe tingling, or maybe it feels like it's going numb, or a tickling sensation, something going on up here? If not, in the next week or two, pay attention to that. That is your father telling you it's all right. I'm good. I'm good. Okay. If you're religious, honey, get back to church. I wanted to say when I first picked this card up, but I have to watch what I say because I don't want to offend anyone. And I didn't know if you're religious or not, that you're being called back there for one reason or another. And there you go. Pay attention to those dreams. Keep a dream journal. Okay. And after a week or two, date the dream, date the paper, write what the dream was about and put it away. And then 2 weeks later, look at it. And I guarantee you, if you look at all those dreams together instead of individually, they are going to make so much sense to you. And you're going to receive answers. Those are going to be your answers too. Thank you, Miss Pixie. Salute. Slunja, menial scientist. Yes, we all try, I think, to have that good energy between us. Where did Aunt Edna go? Everybody left?
I think there's somebody else streaming. I don't know
Rude.
who. I just went and looked, but I don't know who it is.
Rude. They're just like, oh, bye.
Well, Aunt Edna's hurting, so she might have had to lay down.
I know. I just wish people would say goodbye so I know where they're gone.
Well, I would too.
I get it.
Okay, Miss Shelley. Then
there you go, Miss Shelley.
He said Divine could be after Shelley, then okay. Miss Pixie.
Miss Shelley, I am going to use the Aether Creatures for you.
Oh, she's here. Anna's here.
She is?
Yeah, she's just be quiet.
She usually says goodbye. I keep looking at this Vintage Wisdom Oracle that I did not open to use tonight, but Miss Pixie. It's calling Miss Pixie.
So you're doing Shelley now, right?
You're welcome, Richard. Yes, I am doing Shelley.
Okay, I want to make sure I cross up the right name.
Yes, sir. And I'm sorry, I was like, who just leaves?
Actually, she was worried about you. She just tried to show anger. That way it make you feel even worse.
Nah, never anger. Concern, yeah, for sure. Black Dragon, I'm just glad you're back, whether you're a figment of my imagination or not. I missed your company. I think a lot of us did, because we would from time to time be like, you know who we're missing? You know who else? Darling Deb.
Yes, she hasn't showed back.
And Special K never emailed me.
The young lady over in Ireland, I can never say her name. Twix. You know who I'm talking.
No, I was laughing at Aunt Edna. Yes, Shelley, this is you, honey.
Anyways.
What about her?
We were missing one lady over in, I think she was in Ireland or Scotland. One of those places.
The lady Amy who was getting the apartment?
They got married. Is that Dell and Debbie?
That's Darling Deb.
Who was the one that, oh, now I can't think of her name. She was real sweet too, and I think she was in Ireland or something. We was talking about getting ready to come home or coming to visit or something. I can't think of her name. I hate that. I do that in chat too.
There's one person that reminds me of, and that's the person that kept trying to hustle me for money.
I don't think that was her.
Might not be the same person, but
I don't think it is. I know who you're talking about.
You know who else? Taiwaz.
That's it. That's the person who I was thinking of.
Oh, I love her. That's not who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I forget her name though. Oh, I know. I don't forget her name because there's another one that actually streamed. Ann Palmer hasn't been in either. Yeah. Bigfoot Michigan Rob like made 2 appointments for me to come on his show and be a guest and be interviewed, and he flaked both times. One time without even calling me and telling me. And I still love him. I still respect him. Still subscribe to his channel. I still think he's awesome. I still want to go on his show, but I don't want to ask him because I feel like maybe he just didn't want to tell me that he doesn't want me on there.
Well, I'm going to tell you something later on tonight that you should probably know.
Okay, Shelly, you got scan do in the upright position, card number 38. No matter how the scan do appears to you, whether that is right side up or in reverse, it means that you are an important and favorable point in your life that you are in or at, I'm sorry. Specifically a point where you can use your own abilities to achieve greater success. So far, the scan do has only appeared to human consciousness when a person has reached a point of opportunity or a point where greater heights can and should be reached. Therefore, you are encouraged to realize that you are at this important point. Recognize opportunities that come to you at this time and take them. Seize the opportunity to climb to a greater height. For example, you might know that it's time to take a relationship to the next level and so move in with your significant other or marry them. Or you might say yes to a trip that will alter the course of your life or take a financial risk in your business to scale the company. The question is, in the situation you're in, what's the next level? Where does the opportunity exist to go higher, bigger, or further? If nothing immediately comes to mind, then keep your eyes peeled. The scan do has been known to appear just before an opportunity is made known to you as well. So when the scan do does appear, don't sit there thinking about whether to take the opportunity, just take it. First of all, thank you, Anne. She's like, I'll be right back. This is a goblin, guys. It looks similar. It looks like Dobby, I know, but it looks very similar to what Paranormal Pixie sculpted. So a hobgoblin is just shorter and stouter, right? This is actually a hobgoblin as well because real goblins are giants. They are giants and they are disgusting and they are gigantic and they are obese, morbidly obese, as we humans call it. All right, Miss Shelly, there is an opportunity coming in, okay, for you to take something to the next level. It could just be taking your life to the next level, like leaving an abusive or toxic relationship, enforcing your boundaries, like something that you've been wanting to do for a really long time, but you're like, I don't know how I'm possibly going to do this. And I know that I have to, and I don't know how. That opportunity is coming in, but if you're not looking for it, you're not going to recognize it as such. Did my mom say she's going for a cigarette and then never come back in?
Yeah, I was waiting for her to pop back in. I was going to say something.
She's probably still listening.
Yeah.
So Shelly, think of everything that comes in for you, especially in the next 2 weeks, as opportunities for growth, opportunities to have this thing, whatever it is that you've been wanting for a long time, even if it's to move, like I said, if it's to change jobs, it could be something giant, something hugely significant, or something as small as, I don't even know. I don't even know what little thing it can be. It could be like something to do with a hobby. I do feel like it's going to alter the course of your life though, but it's something that you've been wanting to do for so long, but you just can't figure out how. That's coming into you in the next week or two. Oh, there she is. Hi, Mom.
It's just going to say.
Do you like my new shirt? I keep buttoning this button, but it keeps coming open. Hail to the Queen. Yes, that is me. I love when he says that. It's so funny.
I wonder why he says that. He's as big a turd as I am.
Are you sure? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Are you sure it had no legs, Miss Shelley, or was it just you couldn't see them? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, your next person is Divine.
Divine Empathic, Queen Mab. I knew you'd like it because I know you like this color green. I don't usually go for this color green, but the price was right. I am going to have to get a safety pin. This is only my second time wearing it. It's not that it shows anything. I just know that it's preferable that both of the buttons are buttoned. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. I know my hair's a mess too. I just noticed, but it is what it is. I'm crazy. Have to rewatch, just nonstop buffering. Oh, try refreshing, honey. Oh, thank you, Mark.
Yeah, she always looks good.
All right, Miss Divine.
But I am biased.
Oof, I love these cards. My gosh. A Queen in Bondage. Card number 29, girl. Liberate yourself from codependency or narcissistic control. A person, group, or situation may be siphoning your power. At first, this may have seemed like a desirable arrangement for you. Perhaps you were flattered by the attention, enraptured by the possibilities, or otherwise believed the relationship, collaboration, or agreement to be respectful, productive, or mutually beneficial. Alas, things were not what they seemed. Looking back, perhaps you can see there were some warning signs. Whether you can or can't, you have to forgive yourself. No one escapes this life without, at one time or another, being disappointed or disillusioned. Berating yourself won't help, Divine. Neither will punishing yourself by remaining in chains indefinitely. Your best course of action involves 2 steps. First, admit you're in a bind. Then consider your friends, family members, and allies. Also, consider others who might be able to assist you in getting out of this situation, physically, mentally, or emotionally. Who do you know or who might you enlist to help unlock your chains and set yourself free? Ask that person or group of people for help. Do not omit the asking. No queen has ever defended her crown without the help of counselors, protectors, healers, and champions. And even queens take missteps or make choices that they later regret. We all must be able to reveal our vulnerabilities to at least a trusted few so we can receive the support and guidance that we need. Ain't that the truth? Freedom, I won't let you down. Someone may try to convince you that you have an obligation to stay in the situation one more day or until some future event occurs or some old debt is paid. Don't believe this. You are a winged being by right, light, bright, joyful, and free, like a seagull in the sunlight, designed to soar above the sparkling waves. Call your true nature back to you now, Divine. Invoke the support you need so you can step out of your bondage and fly. So I don't see this necessarily as self-imposed imprisonment, but I do feel like you're on to this person. You know what the stakes are. Like you may be in a situation where it's like someone is trying to convince you that, oh, Casey's still here. I'm so used to doing yours as a timestamp. I'm so sorry. I think that's probably what Ghost Dragons was thinking too. Because normally, like, I just do yours at the end. But that's awesome. You're still listening. So you're going to be next, definitely. Because I think that's what happened there, baby girl. So, okay. Divine Empathic, you already know. Like, you know this person is full of poop. You know, but they're trying first. I don't know if they're coming back in, if you've already gotten out of this situation. But it's like when we're in a narcissistically abusive relationship, it can take years to heal from that. Our brains literally change because of cognitive dissonance, constantly questioning our reality, constantly being put down, never having any support. Appreciate you too, sweetie. And I don't know how these people or these groups convince us that, like, if we just give them another chance, they'll change, because they never do. They breadcrumb us When they feel us slipping away, they give us a little tiny little sprinkle of what we want so that we can have hope again, so that they can trash it. And that is the cycle of narcissistic abuse, right? I've learned a lot about it. I just kept seeing it pop up on my YouTube and I started listening to it, and it does make a lot of sense. So if there's nothing going on right now that you're kind of like, oh, that's what makes sense, beware of past abusers coming back in. Divine Empathic, this is so important because you are going to end up back in the bondage of toxicity and narcissism if you don't stand your ground. And it's hard for empaths like us, light workers, to stand our ground because we don't want to be mean. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. We don't want to tell someone, listen, you told me the same BS for, I don't know, 15 years and nothing ever changed. Now I'm gone for a month and suddenly you're this whole new person. One therapy session. No thanks. Boy, bye, girl, bye, bye, bye. Right? I feel like that's what you're going to have to do though. Really put your foot down. Go complete no contact if it's possible, if you have a child. Like there's so many different elements to this, but you will know the right thing to do. The one thing I want you to take from this, don't take this person back or don't allow this person in. You'll know. I have had a dream of daughter's father coming back last night. Spirit was giving me a warning. So dead on how this card came up tonight. Yeah, it is a sign, seriously, and take it very seriously, because even though sometimes they are physically abusive as well. A lot of the time, narcissists, they know they're full of crap and they know they're doing you wrong, but they actually don't recognize emotional abuse as real. Because they don't have emotions except for the fabricated ones that they use to draw people into their trap, they don't recognize that there's a such thing as emotional abuse. So they'll take so much pride in not physically abusing their partner, but they don't realize they are tearing the other person up. Sometimes they do realize it, but they will never accept that it's abuse. It will always be the victim's fault. Miss Paranormal Pixie, I'm just going to read for KC real quick because she has been waiting and I didn't realize she was still here. I was just going to do her at the end. So, okay. Miss KC, I am going to use the Myths and Mermaids deck for you. People need to become a one-time deal. Don't be giving them a second chance. They are an X for a reason. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Paranormal Pixie. You're so sweet. Thank you. So that's the thing. Sometimes giving someone another chance is like giving them another bullet to shoot us with. I mean, that's just real talk. I'm not saying don't give chances, but I do believe in giving one. Actually, I believe in giving 1,000,000 until I'm so broken down, torn down, beaten down, and abused that I no longer want to live. Like that's what I've done my whole life. Not this time. There won't be second chances in the future of my life.
You're welcome.
Have a good night, sweetie. You're welcome. No, Casey, you're good, honey. You're good.
Oh, yeah.
You good, girl. I got
Actually,
you.
it's been nice to give you a reading while you're here.
Yeah, right? Paranormal Pixie, I'm here mostly for the company. Me too, girl. Me too. Yeah, it is nice to read for you while you're here because even in your personals every month, I don't actually get to. I mean, actually, that's not true because you are one of the people, and I have like only 2 or 3 of them that actually send me a response to their personal reading. And even if sometimes I don't respond back to you, I do read it and I do take it in and I do understand it. And it's complete and total validation for me, which is why I love when you guys do that. Give too many till I give none. Yeah. Long Island Bigfoot. Yes. I'm exactly the same way. It will take years and years and years to get me to give up on someone. But once I do, like, I'm not that person that like, once I am done, you can talk me back into something. Once I'm done, I'm done. The problem is it takes years and years and years for me to finally be done. And I do recognize that as a problem and as something that I really need to change in my life. Long Island Bigfoot, I wanted to ask you, when's your birthday? And Miss KC, you got the jellyfish portal in reverse, card number 19.
His birthday's on a month and a date and a year. I tried.
Dad jokes, really?
Dad joke, yeah, dad joke. Well, I'm a dad. What do you expect?
Yeah, Miss Shelley, absolutely they will. And they'll tell everybody else it's your fault as well. Like in the example I gave earlier, where like you're showing them proof of what they did, what they lied about. Aquarius. You are on the cusp of Pisces, though. So you're showing them this, and they deny it to the point where like you get so angry because the proof is right there, and then you end up screaming and hollering, and then they're like, "Why are you yelling? Look at how you act. You're so crazy." And some will even go to the extent that they'll purposely poke you until you get to that point, and then they'll film you and show your family and friends in inopportune times and be like, look how she acts when you're not around. But they don't show them what they're doing, right? And if someone is not familiar with narcissistic abuse, they're not going to recognize what it is. Anyway, Miss KC. A deep-dwelling mermaid watches passively as a smack of ice blue jellyfish flutter by, carried by the ocean current. Their brilliant luminosity brings light to an otherwise darkened scene. Divination meaning go with the flow. Antithesis, put up a fight. Oh, and a faux show. Faux show. You have been fighting and struggling with your present situation without making much progress. It's time to take a page from the jellyfish's book and allow things to take their natural course. Although they have the capability to move independently, jellyfish tend to allow themselves to drift along with the currents of the ocean, trusting the process, not fighting what is. Do the same, and you may find yourself a more content, relaxed, and peaceable person, even if you wind up somewhere you never expected to be. And the antithesis, these are meanings are so short that they blend together sometimes. That's why I read both. Someone may be trying to take advantage of you. Although others around you seem to accept the situation, you're not required to sit idly by letting it happen. Instead, draw from your inner strength and fight for what you believe is right. It may be unpopular, but your opinion deserves to be voiced. I am a Pisces sun through and through with a Libra moon and an Aries ascendant. So, Miss KC, and it's that Aries ascendant that gives me my attitude. I'm telling you, because Pisces and Libra, there is no attitude in those signs, especially together. Miss KC, there's two things here. And so usually I only pick up one. It's either the divination or the antithesis. I'm picking up both. So the first thing is there are people that are sitting there watching something happen like it's okay when they all know it's not okay. They're like either feeding into someone's delusion or not addressing like say someone stole like $50 from your purse and $20 from your husband's wallet, and everyone knows this person did it, but they're sitting at your dinner table because nobody confronted them talking about, oh, I'm so broke, can I borrow some money? And you're like, no, that's it. Like, I've got to say something. And your husband's like, you better not. Like, don't. You know, it's like that type of situation where like, you know, right is right. You know what you need to say. You know what you want to say. You know what you have to say. You don't want to put up with it anymore. You don't want to be stolen from or whatever the case. Don't listen to anybody. Nobody should be telling you not to voice your opinion, especially when you feel so adamantly about something. Now, the other thing is, if you're not finding a solution to a major problem, it's because the universe does not want you to find one yet. Let it go, put it to the side as best you can, right? And I'm not saying forget about it, because if it's that big of a problem, it's going to be really hard to miss and really hard to forget about. But here's the thing. Stop worrying about it for a little while. Do your very, very best, the best that you can, KC, to focus on other things. Once you focus on other things, and you'll turn around in like a week or two and realize, oh, wow, I haven't stressed over that situation in a while. Oh my gosh, I know exactly what to do. And that really is the energy that I feel in this card coming in for you. Miss Pixie, I am opening this deck because I kept looking at it and seeing you. And so I don't usually do this in the middle of the stream. I choose the decks beforehand with spirit, but for some reason. So let's see what it is. Super Huggles.
Hey, I'm going to be right back. I got to go check something.
Okay, when you come back, I'm going to use the bathroom again.
Okay, that's fine. Let me just go check this real fast.
You're welcome, sweetie, and I'm so glad. Good night, Netslap. Smoochie. So did everyone see my Blue Mountain Quartz butterfly? My nails are so long, I'm sorry. And my garnet Jack Skellington with a witch hat. Love them. No look shuffle. I don't even realize I'm doing it. You have to understand. And sometimes I'll take the book and be like, I just automatically do it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Guardian angel, Lara. A gypsy peasant girl carries a basket while strolling through a woodland path. Daylight is fast diminishing and heavy mist shrouds the landscape beyond. She pauses as if in a moment of quiet recognition. Perhaps she can sense the presence of her guardian angels above her. Her guardian angel holds pink carnations, which are associated with the tenderness of motherly love. They may be destined as a symbolic offering to be placed in the empty basket below. The word angel derives from the Greek word angelos, meaning messenger. As God's emissaries, angels are vehicles of unconditional love and service to humanity. In particular, guardian angels are thought to guide and protect the onward journey of the soul during a sojourn toward God. Guardian angels can take a myriad of forms which reflect the consciousness of the individual at any given time. For some, the vision of their angel, whether seen, heard, or felt, remains fixed, but for others, it changes. The presence of this card indicates your need for reassurance, direction, or protection, and invites you to enter the silence and connect with your guardian angel. Raise the vibration of your request by being mindful of the quality of your thoughts and questions, as this in turn affects the response you'll be given. Be patient and listen carefully, as our angels often communicate in unexpected ways, but always in accordance with the perfection of divine timing. So, yeah. Shelly Montgomery, love you, girl. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us. See photos of you from the 90s. I bet you were adorable. I was adorable too. Is everything okay, Ghost?
Yeah, Pop was needing some help. I thought I heard somebody out in the hallway struggling. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I figure that's what it was, something with Pop. All right,
Yeah.
so Miss Lara, I mean, this is very cut and dry. Get in touch with your angels, girl, specifically your guardian angel, and listen very carefully for the message that come in. I don't need to explain to you how to do that. You know how to do that, to kind of commune with them and spend some time. Please make sure you do that in the next week or two, and the sooner the better, because I do feel like there's some unexpected mess coming in. Like, you're going to be going through some unexpected stuff on the inside, some feelings of maybe jealousy, or maybe anger. Like, it's so unexpected and so unlike you that you may be very put off by this energy that's coming in, and rightfully so, because it doesn't mesh with your vibe, with your vibration. But at the same time, it's still coming in. So it's up to you to find where it's coming from, and you're going to get help and guidance from your angels. I feel like you're also going to need protection, just to make sure that you're not going to be under any spiritual attack. Like, you're not under any spiritual attack, and that's why you're feeling this way. And again, I'm getting, if you have something you want to talk to someone about, make sure you talk to them about it. Don't just bottle it all up until it turns into something ugly, when really, more than likely, it can easily be resolved, even if resolving it means telling the person, bye, bye. Yoga stretch.
Good night, Mike, Mr. Long Island Bigfoot. You have a good
night,
one.
Long Island Bigfoot. Love you.
I thought you were going to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I am. I'll be right back. Are we almost done?
Yes, actually we are. A Bat Mom, she's working. Are you going to do a timestamp for her?
Yep.
Okay. And then you have Robert A. Wood Jr. If you're still here, sir, I know you've been having a long night, but if you like a reading, let us know. And then Menial and AUFOC. You guys are the last two. And then Dragon, of course, Black Dragon. Is there spirits in my dragon cave? Yes, there is. A lot of them. Some okay to hang with. Some of them are just pains in the butt. Okay, I thought you were still here, sir. You said you were going to be quiet tonight, and I understand. I just wanted to make sure you were. Would you like a reading tonight? I'm sure you would, but I'm just asking just in case. Yeah, that's right. I tried to hurry back. Pop was just having some issues. I needed help. And I thought I heard something in the hallway. It's like, what's going on out there? You got to keep an eye on the old man. That might be me someday. What am I saying? It is me. Yeah, we're more than happy to do it for you, Robert. No big deal. You're on the list, and we do it for you anyway. So I just wanted to make sure. So it will be the Bat Mom, then you, Robert, then Menial, and then AUFOC.
Norfolk. Regulators, mount up. It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Gemma Jade was on the streets trying to consume. I don't know. All right. I didn't hear anything you said, so. Who's
You're
next?
supposed to write it down.
Who's next?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's easy. Batmom.
Batmom, divine guidance. Shuffling backwards. The angelic or universal, however you look at it, number I've been seeing for like 2 years now constantly is 1, 2, 3, 4. I see it twice a day. Every day I see it. It's like no matter what I'm doing, I just happen to look at the clock at that time.
I've been seeing XYZ. Does that mean anything? Really?
It might.
It's really weird because everywhere I go, I see XYZ, and I'm like, is this some kind of sign that I've never heard of?
Batmom, you got card number 27. I mean, it could. Who knows? I would look that up. Batmom, new direction. Energetically, your life is ready to move in a new direction, but you have to allow for this to happen. Have you noticed that you do the same things each day, that you've fallen into a routine? It's time to break free from the daily patterns you have created in your life. It's time to be spontaneous, Batmom. When you do this, you open your energy to the possibilities of something new and revive your passion for living. The energy of the universe is ready to flow, and by consciously breaking free of the routines and patterns you've created in your life, you allow space for the new and different to manifest. This is also another really straightforward one. Batmom, you are resisting a major change. And I feel like while you have a good reason to be resisting it, or you feel like you do, you have to start thinking on an eternal level, in a spiritual sense, with your spiritual mind, okay? Not with your human brain, because your human brain still has reptile brain in there and like so primal. Human brain also thinks selfishly, right? You want to think with your spiritual brain. What are you doing? Okay. Good night, Mom. Love you.
Good night, Mom.
You want to use your spiritual brain, and you want to go with the flow on this one. Like, take this chance, take this leap of faith, take this opportunity, take this risk. There is something that the universe is calling you to do, whether it be for someone else or for yourself. And you're like, but Gemma, I can't do that. That's not my place to do that. The universe is saying it is your place, and you need to do this. It's risky. Yes. It's kind of unorthodox. Yes. But it's been done before. It's not like you're going to be the first person in the world to ever do something like this. And the universe is saying the rewards are going to be so amazing when you finally do this and get through it. Okay. Stop resisting change. Whether you see it as positive or negative, it's change that has to happen to make your life better. It will end up being positive, Batmom. Good night, Miss Pixie. We will see you tomorrow for Paranormal Pixie Hour, I hope. Who's next?
Okay, Robert. Cuzzo,
I'm going to use the Urban Crow.
No, one of my rocks on my shelf was moving.
It's
This
funny
one.
because when you were looking up like that, my computer flashed off and on for a second.
This
Do you
one
know
was
what hasn't?
moving. This
I
one
can't
was
see it.
moving. This one was moving.
Oh, the
I
angel
swear it
aura.
was moving back and forth, but nothing else was moving.
That's angel aura quartz too. We were just talking about angels. You know what my computer hasn't done all night? Blinks off.
That's good though.
Yeah, it is. It's just why? Like it doesn't make sense. Like it does it sometimes and then
I
it
need
doesn't
to.
do it.
If I ever get to see you again, I'm gonna have to run a scan on your computer and show you how to clean it and everything.
It didn't do it for years, and then for the past like 5 months it's been doing it, and now all of a sudden, I mean, I'm glad it didn't do it. You guys can't see it, but Steven and I could see it where the my screen it was like a screensaver goes on. My screensaver would just pop up, but I don't have a screensaver, so it just went black and I would have to go like this. You would see me do it. Okay, so Cuzzo, I love The Crow. I love it. They're trying to remake it, and it's like you're not going to.
You can't replace Brandon.
Right. And like I'm sure they're gonna try to change it. Like this whole woke culture. I just get so nervous with movies. I'm like, okay, who's directing it? Do I want to see it? Like that Barbie movie, I will never go and see that movie. Like wokeism on parade. It's virtue signaling. Like I can't deal with that kind of stuff. And like more power to you if that's the stuff that you believe in. Like I can live in harmony with anybody. It doesn't matter to me. Just don't get me involved in your stuff. All right. Cuz you got the card of nature, and I know this is going to tell you got to get outside. You have to get around. You have to walk around. You have to meet people. You have to get out there and communicate. It is our connections to nature that fills our spirit and reunites us with divine energy. Living in a city full of concrete buildings, it can feel as though Mother Nature resides so far away, but she's here in the grass that sprouts up in the cracks on the sidewalk, in the overgrown empty lots, in the birds that mingle with us in the park. All we need to do is look and we'll find that connection. Nature asks that you see the evidence of divine energy that's all around you, regardless of the landscape. When nature appears, it may also indicate that you are long overdue for some outside time. Take this as a cue to go for a walk, head out into the park, or go to the beach. New ideas and inspiration will come through connecting with nature. And I feel like it's just like new connections, like a reason to be happy. You cannot meet people and like we are social beings. Even the introverts, like with us, like the major introverts still have to have connection with people sometimes, and coming in here is a great first step, but you still have to get out into the real world and do things. Cuz go grocery shopping by yourself. Do something outside of your house by yourself, whether you enjoy it or not, okay? Cuz I don't really like being in the woods either, but I go out there because I know that I need that time. It's how we replenish and rejuvenate and keep ourselves grounded. And I do feel like you're going to meet someone that's going to present a really great opportunity for you. But if you don't get out there, how will you meet them? It's not going to be online. It's a face-to-face meeting. Oh, and I'm still into, well, I was still into Barbie until this movie. I didn't see it, but I saw enough about it.
At least the G.I. Joe movie was a G.I. Joe.
Because I do live in the woods. I was telling Mandy and your mom that I wanted them to come visit really, really bad and have like this whole horror movie binging weekend because my house looks super haunted. It looks like a stone castle, and it is in the middle of the woods. I have a beautiful brook that runs through my yard. It's gorgeous. I'm not in a position to have company right now, but eventually I will be.
Ready? Menial scientist.
Menial scientist. Let's use the Halloween Oracle. Guys, you guys are so amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out for so long. Those of you that have been here all night. So cool.
That's what it's about. It's to, let you do your thing and have a good time and chat.
And be yourself. That's the most important thing for me, that I can just be Gemma and like, that's okay. Nobody's giving me a side eye. Nobody's mocking me. Nobody's talking poop. It's like, I could just be me.
Poop. Poop, poop.
Poopily.
Poopily. We talking poopily to each other.
Why are all my decks upside down? So weird. I never place them upside down, but I keep picking them up and they're upside down, which is weird because I don't place them like that. All right. Menial. Mr. Menial. Who's after Menial?
AUFOC, if they're still here.
Offic.
And then your last but least, but Black Dragon.
Last but not least.
Last but not least. Last and least.
He said last but least.
But least.
Trick or treat, mischief, and play. Yeah, good, because I got to go. They just got home.
Kind of just right.
Menial, trick-or-treating is such a fun thing to do, is it not? Yet, why do we trick-or-treat? Ancient people understood that there were both mischievous and perhaps nasty spirits wandering around at nightfall at Halloween, as well as happier, more benevolent spirits. They thought that if they dressed up as spirits themselves or as other frightening creatures, then they would not be recognized as humans and attacked. The idea of causing a little chaos as one of these quote-unquote spirits was part of the imitation and the enjoyment of the night. The practice in medieval Britain was aptly called souling. Today, trick-or-treating, which I call Halloweening, is a huge event. We spend much time, money, and effort dressing up as our scariest creatures, and this has even extended to dressing up as our favorite celebrities and other pop culture idols. Instead of traditional candy apples or barnbrock, we give out a mind-boggling variety of candy. It matters not. The idea of frightening away death and darkness still stands. I believe that the modern trick-or-treating also unites communities by introducing our families and friends to those around us in a non-threatening and joyful way. Many of us do not know our neighbors, even those who live next door, and Halloween gives us an excuse not to be so reserved and extend our boundaries. Should you receive the trick-or-treat card in your divination, it may well be a time to examine the role of play and mischief in your own life. You don't have to be a child to let go and have some playtime, and you can extend the fun to others. Sometimes we are afraid to make mistakes, and play is one way to alleviate the pressure that we sometimes place on ourselves to get everything perfect every time. Alternatively, it is worth knowing that there is a balance between manipulation and mischief. The former is not pleasant, and the other has, at its core, a sense of irreverent fun. Yeah, this is the third card. Yes, Black Dragon, we certainly and definitely are. That's why I love this stream so much. So this is the third card I've pulled tonight, or the third reading I've given. Good night, Cuzzo. Love you. That I've given that is telling someone that they need to have more fun in their life. They need to get out there and have some fun. Now, this doesn't mean at the expense of others. I'm sure you know that, but I was compelled to say it anyway. It's not like, doing something that's going to harm someone else. Harmless fun. I do feel, again, like getting out there and doing whatever this is. I feel like it's something that's been on your mind for a while. Like, oh, I've been waiting to go camping, or like whatever it is that you do for fun. Okay. Try to plan to do it. Like, make a plan to do it, whether you do it by yourself or with other people. Just make sure the other people know that you're just out to have a good time. Like, you're not trying to get crazy or get back at anyone or spite anyone. Like, I feel like there could be someone that's like, oh yeah, let's go camping, and on the way we can egg so-and-so's house. They want to get back to like their boyhood. And it's like, no, you just want to go and have a good time. And honestly, I feel like you could use some alone time in the woods, maybe camping, hiking, fishing. If you don't do those types of things, then just a walk through the woods, maybe, where you sit underneath a tree and touch the tree and let the energy flow through you and listen for those downloads, because they are going to come in. I've never been camping. I've always wanted to go. But now that glamping is a thing, I may want to go glamping. Who's next? Yes, just chill out too. Yes, stop. Don't let every little thing get to you. Like, take everything with a grain of salt in the next week or two, because I do feel like people are trying to purposely press your buttons. And that's why you feel like you just have to get away from it all, or you just need to go and have some fun. And there could be someone that's like, hey, you just need to get out and have some fun. Take their advice. Be skeptical of everyone for the next week or two. I would even say, like I said, get out in nature, spend some time alone with nature, and just do your thing. Okay. Last but not least,
you have AUFOC.
Can you please let us know if you're still here?
Yes, please. And then Black Dragon, you're done.
Guys, don't forget my PayPal and Cash App, please. I worked for 3.5 hours tonight. I'm just saying. I really do appreciate you guys spending the time. And the links to my books on paperback and on Kindle, I believe it's Kindle Unlimited, on Amazon. I don't think I put them in this description box because it's too long as it is, because I had to put that huge disclaimer, but you can find them in the description box of my other videos, as well as I believe issue 6 of the Paranormal Press magazine. I know they're out of issue 5. They're not printing anymore, unfortunately. And if you want a signed copy of any of that, please let me know. All right, Afuk isn't answering. I'm going to read for Black Dragon. Black Dragon,
I've been pushing your autograph books too.
Let's do Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Well, hopefully the beginning of September, I should be getting a royalty check. If they sold. I didn't get a royalty check in February because I didn't sell enough books.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's what I thought. He is AFUCOC. Menial is the same person. It's a little turd.
Dang it.
I figured it was, but I wasn't sure.
Do you have another account too, Les Bon Vibes?
Who?
Him.
Oh.
All right, Black Dragon, this is you. No, it's okay. But I had no idea. I thought you were two different people. But it did, like, you have the same energy, like the same personality was shining through with both accounts. No big deal. All right. Oh, I don't know if I've ever pulled this card, but guess what, guys? It's the fourth card tonight about mischief and play. This one's just about mischief, but I am getting a playful vibe. All right, Black Dragon, card number 44. It is a dangerous card, the Puka, the card of mischief. Don't know that I've ever pulled this. That's crazy. You can be both playful and earnest. Be upfront with your intentions. Beware of people who you know are not being transparent with you. Lying by omission is still lying. That is a Gemma Jade quote right there, if I ever heard one. Honesty is the best policy. Build playfulness back into your life. The Irish puka is one of the deftest shapeshifters within mythos. It can easily change between the forms of almost any animal, from something large like a horse or a wolf to a raven, fox, or a rabbit. These creatures, though, always have dark fur and shining, sleek appearance. Pukas have a reputation for being mischievous and generally not lethal, although there are some rare stories that paint them as the latter. In some counties, the puka is welcomed and even courted, and in others feared and not encouraged. One of the most common stories is of riding pukas. The puka changes into the form of a beautiful black stallion and encourages a human to ride it. Sometimes the animal might be a black goat or bull, but there is an invitation to ride. The human gets on what looks like a sweet and gentle animal and then gets the ride of their lives. The puka rears up, jumps up in the air, and runs flat out with the poor terrified human trying to hold on. Unlike selkies, the puka will not drag the human into their lair or kill them or drown them. They just want to enact some mischief. One day, a young boy is traveling from one farm to another and does not realize there is a robber on the road. The puka hops out to the boy and begins to speak in a human voice. The boy is afraid, but the puka is able to calm him and warn him about the robber ahead. The boy turns back and is able to tell some adults, and the robber is scared off. Everyone who's leaving, good night, good night. Another example of the puka as a protective entity is when it intervenes if a human is about to come in contact with a nasty spirit or the source of bad magic. In myths such as this, the puka reveals itself in its special name to the human to prove its goodwill. In many Celtic and Scottish stories of the Fae, no magical creature will reveal its name to a human, as there is a belief that knowing a creature's true name can give the human power over it. This, of course, goes double for a shapeshifter who is able to change identities at will and protect itself. This shows that the puka offers an earnest trust to the human it chooses to assist. Your planned companion is time. Thank you, Ghost Dragons. Your crystal companion is peridot, which ironically maybe is the August birthstone. So, Black Dragons, what this card is saying is, you know, I feel like someone's been keeping something from you for a long time, but I feel like you've known what it is. You've kind of just been going with it, giving them the benefit of the doubt that eventually they were going to come clean. Guess what? They're not. I feel like you do need to address this with this person. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that means someone's keeping something from you that you are not aware of. So start checking out the energy of the people around you that you trust. This is someone you have in your inner circle that you really care for. Unfortunately, they're a dirty, dirty liar. Okay, they are hiding something from you. They're keeping something from you. You may have an inkling of it. I don't think you have like flat out proof, like photographic evidence or evidentiary proof, but I do feel like, you know, like your instinct, you keep getting intuitive hits. This person, I feel like, is trying to use you and or manipulate you for something, or into doing something, or into saying something. There's something they're getting from you by keeping this lie. So the example of this would be a married person who is in a relationship with you but does not tell you they're married. It's something, I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's something major like that. And you could be like, why didn't you tell me that you were married? Oh, well, you only asked me if I was seeing anybody. Do you see where the lie is? They're not seeing that person. They're married to them. Or like if you ask somebody, are you married? And they're like, no. And then you find out like they have like a long-term partner, significant other. And you're like, why didn't you tell me? It's like, well, you only asked if I was married. You didn't ask if I was living with anyone, or you know what I mean? It's something like that is going on in your life that I really feel like you have to stop letting it slide. Stop making excuses for this person. Stop giving the benefit of the doubt. And if you're not doing those things, like I said, check the people around you. Someone is keeping something very important and very like major from you. Like it's something that you desperately need to know. Guys, I have got to get out of here. I'm so tired. I have a lot to do tomorrow. I have to be up early because I have a meeting and I'm excited. Have a great night. Love, light, and many blessings. And tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, Miss Lyra will be doing Conversations with Lyra, the Paranormal Pixie Hour. Black Dragon, it was so great to have you here again. You guys are the actual best. And thank you, Miss Casey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night.